along fine. Thankfully, north and south of the Turnpike is clear, as well as the Greenway and the 429 toll. Thankfully, no issues on OBT or John Young Parkway right now either. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot to remind you guys. Beer of the Week is brought to you by our great friend Corey and his team over there at the Core Flooring Center on 436 in Winter Park. They guarantee the lowest prices on every installation. Bring in a quote from any other store, and Corey and his team will beat it by 15%. Plus, with every purchase, Core Flooring donates to Save a Life Pet Rescue. It's a no-kill shelter that holds adoptions every Saturday. You go out, like he's daring you, go out to any of the box stores, get a quote, come to visit Corey at his place, and let them beat that deal for you. You can give them a call today, 321-972-2840. That's 321-972-2840, or visit coreflooringfl.com. Corey and his team are there waiting for you. They've got an incredible showroom floor as well to see all the work that they do. If you're looking for wood, waterproof laminate, vinyl planks, head over to Core Flooring Center on 436 in Winter Park. Give them a call today, 321-972-2840, or visit the website coreflooringfl.com.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 689-305-2853. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 689-305-2853. That's 689-305-2853.
Orlando's top-rated comedy club and restaurant is The Funny Bone, located at Point Orlando. The Funny Bone guarantees the best live comedy experience, welcoming the top touring talent to our stage. This week, The Funny Bone welcomes Ashley Griffin on November 15th and November 16th. Thursday nights on the side stage, we host the best open mic in the Central Florida area. Check out our star-studded calendar and showtimes online at orlando.funnybone.com. Full kitchen and full bar available with parking discounts offered to all guests who park in the Point Orlando garage. Get your tickets now at orlando.funnybone.com.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. Mortgage rates have improved again this week. Get your quote for a refinance to lower payments or get cash out at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With that mortgage guy, Don.com.
Football fans, are you missing the action because of blurry vision? Well, this November, score a touchdown for your eyes with a free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Simply text 1041 to 868686 now. They've been Central Florida's MVP in vision correction for over 3 decades. And with their 24-month interest-free financing, you can tackle the cost of LASIK without breaking the bank. Don't let poor eyesight intercept your game day experience. Text 1041 to 868686 now and see every play with crystal clarity. The Filatowski Eye Institute, bringing Central Florida into focus for over 3 decades.
This is car accident attorney Jeff Kaufman with the injury law firm Kaufman Lynn. If you hire an attorney solely based off a commercial, you might as well just flip a coin. My advice is simple. Check out their Google reviews. Find out how long they've been practicing law, and actually call them before you sign anything. We're talking about your future. It's important. If you or someone you know is ever in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, contact us at whenyounneedus.com or dial 407-500-JEFF. Offices, Orlando.
Hi, folks. Jimmy Petronas, Florida's Chief Financial Officer. Many of you are hurting after the hurricanes. These storms cause so much pain, and if you have property damage, there's 2 things I need you to know. First, we already have scam artists out there making all kinds of promises to homeowners if you just sign a few forms. Don't sign anything. Don't let anyone going door to door scam you into signing anything. Second, if you have hurricane damage and you haven't contacted your insurance company, please do that now. My job is to help you hold people accountable, including insurance companies, contractors, or anyone else. Call 877-MY-FLCFO. That's 877-693-5236. Or go to preparefl.com with questions or to report abuse. This is a public service announcement from Jimmy Petronas, Florida's Chief Financial Officer.
GMC Sierra trucks in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
New South Window Solutions. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. C-R-E-D-I-T. Credit. That's credit. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Friday, November 15th, 2024. Lots to get to today, from Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul to some new details about Hurricane Sara and is RFK Jr. going to try to ban soda. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. And this never, ever, ever happens, friends.
What happened?
We got a last-minute message right here. I'm just
What
looking
inbox?
down. It's in the normal one where they send these, and yeah, it is. A last-minute message from noted America hater Michael Strahan. Let's see what he said.
Have a great Friday, you mother...
We did it! I knew we could. Were you just drinking a beer?
Angel was like, try it. It's delicious. It's a lager.
Only this job. Can somebody just hand you a beer right before you start work? Here you go.
It's for the land of magic. It's so cute.
Power up. Here you go. Oh, man. We have so many things to talk about today. How's everybody doing on a Friday?
Good. I used to actually have a different job where people handed me beer and drinks all the time.
Now you just merged over to this?
Yeah.
What a world we are living in, friends.
You could bring it back.
America.
You could be the commercial break acoustic set, and the tips are in beer.
Did we try that? Did we ever try that? We've tried so many things. I forget at this point.
I used to, when we had a different system in place, just throw random songs into the stream for the stream breaks because they were different, and then they told me to stop doing that.
That's rude. What kind of loser song did you put on to get banned from doing that?
Just whatever. It's just random stuff.
There was a couple times Jack had asked me to cover the weekends, and then the last one was, please stop putting in Notorious B.I.G. into a yacht rock genre. Thank you.
It doesn't fit necessarily.
Well, get on a yacht and listen to Biggie. Well, come back to that.
This is like when Coolio told C-Lane to stop singing, which was just rude. That's why Coolio's dead. That's why.
Okay, yeah,
God rained down on him.
Yeah. I won that battle.
Take that. All right, let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to Mike Tyson.
Yeah, baby.
Who's getting ready for the big fight tonight. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, free on Netflix if you're a subscriber.
I watched the documentary yesterday.
How was it?
I thought it was very interesting.
Did it make you like either of them more?
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson more.
It did.
Okay.
I mean, they kind of breezed over the whole rape thing.
They do, yeah.
But as far as where he's
It'd be kind of weird if they didn't, honestly. If they were like, one of the things about Mike Tyson, and they just go into this
to rape.
Not good.
But it was interesting to see like his come up and the training for this, and then of course they did Jake's story as well, and I felt weird because I loved Vine, and there's only like a group of people who know Vine as well as I did.
Yeah.
And to like see him and when he was there and what he does now, and he's like, I didn't know what to do. Like as a 20-something-year-old with tens of millions of dollars in LA, I guess I will do boxing. And I'm like,
what am I gonna...
oh God,
I love this. Before I play this just banger opening clip, I love this line. It says, former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson and former Bizarredvark star Jake Paul.
Bizarredvark.
Some like thing he was on as a kid because he's like more YouTube. He doesn't have as many of these actual IMDb notes.
I do feel for him though, because nobody is giving him the credit of being a boxer at all.
I give it to him. He's a good boxer. Both of them are.
Looking at it, he is. But in the documentary, they did note that like after he had lost this big fight in 2023, maybe it was.
Yeah.
His like coaches and his team left. Like after he lost that night, they didn't even go back to the hotel with him and wouldn't pick up his calls.
Oh man,
Ooh.
Feel like a loser.
He got ghosted by his coach.
Yeah, night of, and this new team that he has, especially the coach, was like, hey, so you've been doing this for 3.5 years, but everything you're doing is wrong. So for the last year, he's completely changed, like starting from the ground up, how he's a boxer. So I'm very curious.
Maybe
now.
we could look into this later, because when we were talking about this yesterday, some people on the texting service was like, I don't know. They were responding to Sean saying that Jake Paul was going to win. And they're like, I don't know that this is such a shoo-in for Jake Paul. He's never beat anybody that wasn't below his like weight class or fighting class. But I haven't looked at his record. Like I don't even know that I would be able to comment on something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's a lot of people who just revere Mike Tyson for the boxer that he was, is what I'll put in there. But I just don't think the guy at almost 60 years old can pull it off. If he does, I will salute him. I will salute him, and I
you
will
have
say,
to send me $50.
I will send you $50, and I will say I was wrong. But to me, almost 60 years old, bro, getting through a single round is hard. And they also said the script has leaked. I'll read to you what they said the script is for this fight in a bit. But let's start off with our opening clip. Mike Tyson, noted for being a guy who fails to recognize if somebody is a child or an adult, does it once more. And he's being interviewed by a little kid. Have you guys seen this clip?
No.
Oh, God.
I thought for sure you were going to play the weigh-in incident.
I got that too, but this is so great. I am Jazzy's World TV. This cute little girl, you can see her right here next to Mike Tyson. She's a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but that's a big kid. Although Mike Tyson's pretty short, though, right?
Mike Tyson's 5'10", so she's under 5 foot or so, maybe around 5 foot, and she's interviewing him. And Mike Tyson does not realize this is a child interviewing him.
Well, in your return to the ring for this fight, you are setting a monumental opportunity for kids my age to see the legend Mike Tyson in the ring for the first time. So after such a successful career, what type of legacy would you like to leave behind when it's all said and done?
Well, I don't know. I don't believe in the word legacy. I just think that's another word for ego. Legacy doesn't mean nothing. That's just some word everybody grabbed onto. Someone said that word and everyone grabbed on the word, so now it's used every 5 seconds. It means absolutely nothing to me. I'm just passing through. I'm going to die, and it's going to be over. Who cares about legacy after that? What a big ego. So I'm going to die. I want people to think that I'm this, I'm great. No, we're nothing. We're just dead. We're dust.
It's getting dark. We die. We were dust. We don't go anywhere. There's no legacy. He has
Next question.
ability. He's like, he doesn't think, okay, I'm an adult, Mike Tyson. I should tweak this response because as a child and go, you have your whole life ahead of you.
Is no one on his team giving him the heads up?
His new team is focused on boxing, not this apparently. So he keeps going.
Absolutely nothing. Our legacy is nothing.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. That is something that I have not heard before, someone say that as an answer.
Can you really imagine somebody say, I want my legacy to be this way when I get dead? Why do you want somebody, you think somebody really wants to think about you? What's the audacity? I think, I want people to think about me when I'm gone. Who the cares about me when I'm gone? Well, my kids, maybe, or grandkids.
Yeah, true.
All right. Wrap it up, Tyson. What's going on, man? Oh,
No,
that's great.
13-year-olds be like, I mean, he does have a point, but I wasn't supposed to think about that for another 20 years.
What if the 13-year-old just walks away like Charlie Brown and just miserable for the rest of her life? Mike Tyson told me the truth way too early. It's like being told that, things aren't real when you're a kid, those kind of things. And this is a tough moment for her to swallow as they get ready for the big fight. It's going to be Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. It's tonight at 8 p.m. And I know a lot of people will be watching this. They say it's going to be a real live test for Netflix. There'll be millions and millions of people watching.
Why are they saying that? Because they did have a live before, and that did not go well. As far as a testing grade, what was it, Elton John?
Oh, no, they've done a few things. They did, wasn't the Chris Rock thing on Netflix or no? The Chris Rock live comedy show?
There was one that went very poorly. I thought it was a music show.
There was one of their very early attempts that, there was some technical difficulties.
I thought Chris Rock was first.
There was a Love is Blind reunion show that didn't go very well. That was one of them where it did not go. And they're saying about 25 million people may tune into this.
Well, how many tuned into the Tom Brady roast?
That was their biggest thing prior to this, and they think this could, in fact, be bigger. I don't know. See how many people watch that. Netflix Tom Brady roast ratings or audience or something. It had to be in the tens of millions. And I would say that just anecdotally off of everybody was talking about it afterwards. There had to be so many people watching.
And all the total views reached 18.6 million.
All right, 18.6. So they're trying to get 25 for this. They've been promoting it for what seems like forever. They had their weigh-in last night. At the weigh-in,
what a time.
Mike Tyson freaking out. Jake Paul works his way up onto the stage. Mike Tyson slaps the hell out of him. And
he slapped him pretty good. So it's so quick. Because as soon as it popped up, I watched it over and over, and I was trying to figure out what was it that Jake did. Like he crawled over to him, and that was the thing.
It looked like he popped up on stage. I don't think he was on stage at the time, and it looked like he popped up on stage, and then Mike Tyson went right to slapping him.
But if you were to slow that down, the slap completely twisted his neck. Like I would be surprised, considering he did not know it was coming, that Jake Paul's neck is sore this morning.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely got hit, right? Like, so even if you go, oh, they talked about this before, he definitely hit him. He hit him in the chin or slapped him at the very least to make some more drama right before this fight, which is everything they're intending to do here. But this is supposed to be the script. Probably fake. Allegedly the script, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson.
I thought you meant like what they're going to say beforehand. This is how the fight's going to go down.
Yeah. Round one.
Tell me more.
Let's see if it goes this way. Round one, opening bell rings and Tyson, showing flashes of his old form, immediately stalks forward with his signature bob and weave style. Paul maintains distance, circling the ring cautiously. Tyson lands a few jabs, but Paul's youth shows his superior mobility.
This is so fake.
Paul connects with a quick 1-2 combination before retreating. Tyson's timing appears slightly off. His punches a fraction slower than in his prime, they said. And they go on to each round. Round 2, Tyson comes alive. Round 3, Paul gains confidence. Round 4, fatigue sets in for Tyson. And then round 5, when they say it all ends, the decisive round. Paul, sensing Tyson's fatigue, begins to press forward more aggressively. He lands a crisp 3-punch combo that backs Tyson to the ropes. As Tyson tries to weave away, Paul times him perfectly with a devastating right hand that catches him flush to the chin. Tyson's legs buckle and he drops to the canvas. Winner, Jake Paul by KO round 5.
Yeah.
Fake. Some kid typed this out. Has to be.
I don't think a kid typed it out at all. I think that was ChatGPT.
You know what? I wonder if you put it in ChatGPT, give me a script for this, if it would be exactly like that, because I bet it would.
They're both very skilled boxers, and I can't say the same perhaps for their like perfect acting. Not even acting. Like that is choreography.
Mm-hmm. Well,
T.
it could be kind of like WWE. So they go in there and they kind of know who's supposed to win, and then all the stuff that happens in between is freestyle, which is super cool that they're able to pull that stuff off. But I think this is real. I think they're going to go in there. I think they're going to fight each other. I know a lot of you
the
are
fight is real, not the script.
Yeah, the fight. Yeah. To be clear, I think the fight is real. And a lot of people do not. A lot of people go, this is a money grab. They already know it's a script. This is going to happen. I think it's real, and I think Jake Paul is going to win, but maybe I eat my hat. Who knows? We'll see what happens with that. All right, there we go. We got a lot of stuff to address today on the show. Many things happening on a fun Friday. We talked yesterday about how The Onion bought Infowars, but hold on, friends. Hit the brakes. It's not over yet. They put a halt to this. Why? What's going on behind the scenes? Could it be that Alex Jones gets Infowars back? Plus, what's happening with Hurricane Sara? Is it going to affect you next week? The final details you need to know. Those are coming up next on the News Junkie.
Enjoy your dominance over artificial intelligence while you can.
Did the coffee machine always have a laser cannon?
Tell your smart speaker to play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Good morning. Checking in on some of the major roadways here on Florida's Turnpike and the Beach Line. You won't be expecting any delays there around the perimeter of I-4. Traffic is up to speed on State Road 429 and the Greenway. There are no delays on I-4 approaching St. John's River Bridge. It's smooth sailing there, although you could expect your regular delays on I-4 in the Champions Gate area. Traffic is slowing down on I-4 in the Lake Buena Vista area. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by the National Training and Simulation Association. Don't miss ITSEC 2024, the largest event in training, modeling, and simulation. From December 2nd to 6th in Orlando, join experts and innovators for leading insights, breakthrough technologies, and hands-on experiences with hundreds of exhibitors. Register now at iitsec.org.
Bartesian brings you the warm, inviting sound of a holiday cocktail being crafted in the comfort of your home. Bartesian is the premium cocktail maker that, at the push of a button, creates over 60 seasonal and premium cocktails, each in under 30 seconds. Visit your local Total Wine and More to see our most compact cocktail machine, the Bartesian Duet, in action. Pick one up for yourself at Total Wine and More or on Bartesian.com. That's BARTESIAN.com/cocktail.
Is it a cold, allergies, or could it be a sinus issue? Aspire Allergy and Sinus can help you find out. A recent study has shown that 45% of patients who suffer from allergies also suffer from chronic sinus issues that are often left untreated. So ditch those nasal sprays and over-the-counter meds for good and find a solution that actually works. The specialists at Aspire Allergy and Sinus make it easy by identifying the problem and creating a custom plan to tackle it. Go to aspireallergy.com to schedule your appointment. That's aspireallergy.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Attention, our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to tell me the name of a country without the letter A in its name. You know it? Text your answer to 96551 and you will get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included. Be one of the first 50 to text the name of a country without the letter A in its name and go on a 5-day cruise. Text your answer to 96551. That's 96551. Be one of the first 50 listeners to tell me a country without the letter A in its name and get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals included, plus 4 days in Orlando for only $99. Text your answer to 96551. This is not a contest. It is a paid advertising by Guarantee Media with the purpose of soliciting sales on vacation ownership and not affiliated with iHeartMedia. Some terms and conditions apply.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news if you're considering a reverse mortgage. Rates have improved again this week. Get a same-day quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
ThatmortgageguyDon.com. You've got so many chances to win big on Hard Rock Bet. Even a small bet can bring in that serious cash. All you need is $1 and a dream.
Unbelievable. They've hit the parlay.
Let's go! Big payouts for every kind of player.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Get up to $100 back if your first bet doesn't win. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
We've all made questionable decisions in life, like that time that you frosted the tips of your hair. But hiring an attorney shouldn't be. I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and we offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee on all injury cases. If you are not completely satisfied with the way we treat you in your case within the first 30 days, you can take your file back and you owe us nothing. No fees, no costs, and no questions asked. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com.
Get up to 50% off New South Windows and Doors. Visit our showroom on November 16th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. for 40% off. Want that extra 10% off? Show your U.S. military ID or bring a Toys for Tots donation. Visit newsouthwindow.com/50 for details.
Were you uninvited to game night? Do you play board games with the ferocious intensity of an iron-fisted oligarch? Have friends left game night asking, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep.
Hey, this is Kyle Brantz. You're busy. I'm busy. But every single Monday we...
Listen to 10 Takes with Kyle Brandt on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search 10 Takes with Kyle Brandt and start listening.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. C-R-E-D-I-T. Credit. That's credit. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips at the...
You made it. I knew you could do it. Honestly, the haters were saying no, and the haters were wrong this time. They were, and it happens from time to time. You get a W this week, so congrats for making it to the weekend. Want to learn more about the show? Go to thenewsjunkie.com right now. I see some people saying over on chat, like Eric on YouTube, such a no-win situation for Jake Paul with this fight, other than the money. If you lose, you beat a 58-year-old, yay. If you win, if you win, you beat a 58-year-old, yay. If you lose, you lost to a 58-year-old, you suck. I think if Jake Paul wins, it's still a big deal. It's like he still beat Mike Tyson, even though he's older.
I mean,
it's not
I
that there's
don't
not a win.
A 58-year-old thing. It's Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is a legend. Everyone, multiple generations are aware of Mike Tyson and who he is and what he's done.
Yeah,
they were even mentioning in the documentary that, like, if he gets knocked out by Tyson, it's like, you got knocked out by Mike Tyson.
Yeah, even
That's
the
still
fact that
story.
you're in the ring fighting with Mike Tyson is pretty big. It like gives him some kind of vindication, I guess, in his boxing career and some kind of validation as a boxer. So, yeah, I think there's a win for Jake Paul there. And for Mike Tyson, if he can win at almost 60, that's a huge win. One of the big stories this week, The Onion buying Infowars, Alex Jones's conspiracy site, out of bankruptcy. And the whole thing was that they were coming in, they were shutting the place down, the website got shut down.
I don't have a court order.
And he was, Alex Jones was so mad about this. Boy, was he boiling. He was really upset. And then at the last minute, boom! A judge stops this takeover from The Onion. And now I don't know exactly what's going to happen.
But why?
Because it turns out Alex Jones was kind of right. Kind of right. He does this every once in a while. It's like the frogs being gay. It's a little tiny hint of truth, just a peck of truth in what the guy is saying. And the auction that they did for Infowars was a little funky. And what you had was this group led by The Onion, which if you don't know what The Onion is, it's a fake news satire website. Very, very funny stuff. Most people will think it's hilarious, no matter where you're at politically. And you have The Onion coming in. They team up with the Sandy Hook families, which obviously the reason we're here is because of them and what Alex Jones said about these families in the court case that led to over $1 billion judgment that Alex Jones is supposed to pay them. Since he can't, they auction off all the Alex Jones stuff, including Infowars. But there were two main bidders in this whole thing. And one of the bidders was on Alex Jones's side. I don't know this guy, Walter Sakak. And he's
I'm sorry.
Tough break, Walter.
Just telling you what the guy's name is. That's what I got in front of me here. Walter J. Sakak. And he's a Houston lawyer representing United American Companies. He made a $3.5 million cash offer for Infowars. And then they didn't win. The Onion won. And then we learned The Onion didn't even put up as much money. The Onion didn't even put up $3.5 million. So what allegedly happened was that The Onion went to the Sandy Hook families and they said, we'll give you some of our money from our settlement, money that's never really going to be seen, and it'll beef your offer up so you can beat this person. And when they got outbid, they didn't go back and say, hey, you've been outbid. Would you like to bid higher? So it's kind of funky the way they handled this whole thing. It was like they really wanted it to go to The Onion, so they just made it go to The Onion and didn't let it go for as much money as they could possibly make. So now the judges stepped in and stopped all of this. But I've enjoyed the coverage of this story. One thing I really liked was people were researching and they would go to The Onion's website and then uncritically read back facts that The Onion puts on their website about how many readers and viewers they have. Here's an example, Exhibit A right here.
The Onion is a satirical site. It manages to persuade people to believe itself as the, quote, world's leading news publication, offering highly acclaimed, universally revered coverage of breaking international and local news events. It has 4.3 trillion daily readers. Jones has been...
All right, just for the record, it does not have 4.3 trillion daily readers.
Because I even got in the report.
Just to put that out there, I can say with absolute authority that 4.3 trillion people do not read The Onion every single day.
No, but they're too busy listening to the news junkie.
Yeah. We have 4.5 trillion listeners over here and tuned in every single day. We love to have them. So I've been watching the coverage of all of this. And in the middle of the night in a studio where it looked like the lights were out, Alex Jones goes, well, we've got a last-minute reprieve here.
So here we are in the Infowars studios on November 14th, 2024. It is 6:19. And I've just been down the road at the Alex Jones Network studios that were built as backups.
Backup studios.
This is the facility we've been in for 16 years. Now, I have major breaking news for everyone.
Major breaking news.
The headlines you see everywhere that The Onion bought Infowars today is not true.
All right, just for the record, this
Looks
is
like he's lost some
token
weight.
Alex Jones. This is what Alex Jones does right here.
Yeah.
He says, This is a hoax. The headlines you're seeing everywhere that The Onion has bought Infowars, not true. Well, The Onion did get awarded in the bidding battle, however screwy it was, Infowars, and it eventually will probably win this back and forth and take over the site. So you stepping in the middle and going, this is a hoax, it's not a true story. Those things are, this is token what he does. He takes a little tiny piece of something and tries to extrapolate a whole bunch more from it. And he will probably not be in this building for very much longer when the judge sorts all this out.
The judge had an emergency hearing today that we filed for at 8 a.m. this morning. It went on for several hours. He was extremely upset, the federal judge, Chris Lopez, and said this is not a real auction. You don't claim there's a public auction where people can bid up and have them register for it, and then 2 days before change it and say the bids are secret and we don't have to take the highest one. Then he asked the U.S. trustee that ran this, what was the winning bid? He said, well, I can't tell you.
Well, they said it wasn't even the $3.5 million that his guy put up for him. So we're kind of stuck in limbo here. I want The Onion to get the site because it's hilarious. I'm sorry if you're an Alex Jones fan, but that's just a funny move right there.
It feels very, I don't know, ironic.
It feels good.
The last person Alex Jones wants.
Yeah, to turn it into an actual fake news satire website where they then go after people who are in the conspiracy world. That seems right to me. That seems okay. I mean, I don't know about you, but crazy statement here. I'm going to side with the Sandy Hook families. That's where I'm going to be.
Wow.
You could be on the other side of that, but that's...
I'm not. I'm definitely with the Sandy Hook people.
And I'm going to side on the Sandy Hook families because it was indeed a real thing that happened to them. And telling people or having your fans tell people as a result of your nonsense that these folks didn't actually lose their kids in a shooting in the school is nuts and insane, and this is beyond free speech territory. I always just say, like, I'm a free speech absolutist until I sat and thought about this a little bit more, and I thought, no, I think free speech is so important to the United States of America, and I would fight for it absolutely 100%. But to suggest that there aren't things that would pop up where you would go, no, I don't want that. No, no. Like if somebody sat out in my front yard every single day, right there on the public edge of my property, and just said terrible, horrible things about me or my dead family members, my mother, my father, my sister. No. That I would never go, well, free speech is a very important. No, I don't care. I don't care, and you wouldn't care. You're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself if you say that. So this guy went through the whole court process. Was it fair? I don't know. I don't really care that much. I think that this is hilarious. And The Onion will probably win this out very, very soon when they sort everything out in court. What do you think? Let us know. This is the opportunity for you to stand up and say what's on your mind. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. Hurricane Sara potentially headed our way this next week. And I said... they got to be at AccuWeather doing this on purpose, right? There's no way you put this kind of graphic out and don't know that looks like a giant throbber headed towards the state of Florida.
Throbber.
What is, I mean, come on. How do you draw that? How do you have that on your map?
I don't say
folks?
That's throbbing necessarily, but certainly on its way.
It looks like a sex toy is what it looks like. I'll put this up on See It Now for those of you. Right there. In that particular reason, real red down there, and then the rest of it just kind of flopping over.
That is not where you want it to be red.
No, that seems like the doctor needs to check this out. We'll put this up over on thenewsjunkie.com in the See It Now section in just a bit. So what do we expect? There is some slightly good news about Tropical Storm Sara and what the path is going to be in the next week. It did go a little further west over Mexico, which weakened the storm. So thank you, Mexico. We appreciate it. Thank you. That was very nice of you. I hope you guys didn't get flooded out or anything, but they said the storm has 50-mile-an-hour winds right now. It's expected to approach the coast of Belize after a brief opportunity for strengthening, and then it's going to slow down. So there is a chance that this does approach the United States next week, not as Hurricane Sara, maybe even not as Tropical Storm Sara, but maybe just some rain and some not so great weather, which would be excellent news for all of us.
Thank you, please, to the weather gods. Make this happen. So there we are with that, and we'll go to you here momentarily on the show. You can always join us. All you have to do is go to thenewsjunkie.com. You record what we call a dispatch, audio dispatch, video dispatch, whatever your pleasure is, and you get your thoughts and opinions here on the show. That's where things get real interesting because it's open to you. It's a forum for you as well as us. So please go over to the website on your phone, your laptop. If you have anything with a microphone, even an iPad, it should work just fine to record your thoughts down. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. I saw this story about Matt Gaetz, and I go, whoa, the writer of this, Ben Dominic.
Not a fan?
Ben, he does not like Matt Gaetz. I'll read this to you guys, okay? I don't know if I've ever read an article like this.
I mean, I haven't, I don't know that I know too many people who are like, yeah, we love Matt Gaetz.
I haven't heard much support. I know there's some big Trump supporters who will support whatever out of that world and probably like Matt Gaetz because he owns the libs or whatever. But listen to this. This is a real article. I realize that we are occasionally given to hyperbole about the untoward nature of politicians, but let me be clear. Matt Gaetz is a sex trafficking, drug-addicted piece of S. He is abhorrent. His eyes are permanently rimmed with the red rings of chemical boosters. In person, he smells like overexposed Axe body spray and stale Astroglide. Wow. The fact that he boasted on the floor to multiple colleagues in the House of Representatives of his methods of crushing Viagra and high-test Red Bull to maintain his erection through orgiastic evenings is perhaps the least offensive of his many crimes against womanhood and Christian faith.
I'm sorry, pause. There's a Red Bull that's stronger than normal Red Bull?
That's what grabs your attention here. Where do I sign up for this? I need this. The man has
you
less
shouldn't
principles.
be combining Viagra with Red Bull.
He doesn't care, Matt Gaetz.
The man has less principles than your average fentanyl-addicted hobo.
Wow.
He likes them underage, and he's not ashamed about it. Matt Gaetz isn't just your average extreme Florida MAGA man. He's a hypocritical ass with the worst Botox money can buy, pursuing an ever thinner nose and higher cheekbones at every opportunity like a real housewife gone mad for fillers. Every Republican in Washington has an opinion about Matt Gaetz, and 99% of those opinions are, keep Matt Gaetz away from my wife, daughter, friend, or anyone I care about. Woof! All right. Brutal. If you like him and you want to defend him, send a dispatch. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com. Send yours right now. When we return,
heard a more scathing review of a human being.
That was not great.
Imagine the team of
like
and Matt Gaetz crew. That's like, what's the latest? Well, do you want me to read it word for word?
He probably likes crap like this. Like, yeah, that's what they do when I trigger them. That's how you know I'm winning. I don't know, though. This seems pretty brutal.
Oh, no, his supporters will just stay on Twitter because that place is...
some problems over there. I don't know if it's real or not real, but we'll have to look into that. We'll talk about that a little bit later on in the show. When we return, an 11-year-old fined $46,000. For what? Why do you find an 11-year-old $46,000? That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s.
As for this weekend, the rest of today will feature increasing sunshine and pleasant temperatures, only staying right around the mid-70s for highs today, with a high of 76 degrees today in Orlando. Temperatures tonight will actually dip down into the mid to upper 50s before rebounding into the upper 70s and low 80s throughout the weekend with plenty of sunshine. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world, protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Folks, an amazing event this weekend. If you're looking for something to do, look no further. It is the Central Florida International Auto Show. It started right now, and it goes on till the 17th. So that is Saturday and Sunday included in the Central Florida International Auto Show. You will get a close-up look at the hottest new cars, trucks, and SUVs, all the latest vehicle technology on display. Really cool to look at with friends who are into cars or maybe even your kids to see what's happening out there. You can test drive vehicles right at the show. It's the Central Florida International Auto Show. Get your tickets now at orlandooautoshow.com.
This is car accident attorney Jeff Kaufman with the injury law firm of Kaufman Lind. Imagine you deposit $100 in your bank every month for 20 years. And at the end of 20 years, you go in and try to make a withdrawal. And they say, no, we don't think you deserve this money. We don't want to give it to you. In fact, we're going to hire attorneys so that you don't get your money. That tends to be the way car insurance companies treat you when you file a claim. If you or someone you know is ever in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, contact us at whenyouneedus.com or dial 407-500-JEFF. Offices, Orlando.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad Pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
My mom says everyone goes through hard times. Right now, that's my family. But people like you make me smile because this holiday, we can have a big meal together as a family. For every $10 donated to Second Harvest Food Bank, you can provide 40 meals and hope when we need it most. Help today at feedhopenow.org.
Greetings from Daytona, where a band of dreamers took a strip of beach and turned it into a proving ground. The Great American Race, where year after year, greatness is the destination.
Drivers, start your engines, let's go!
So book your experience and soak in 500 miles of history and tradition. The Daytona 500, February 16th, 2025. Secure your seats now at Daytona500.com.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Yes, I've got a leaking...
To leave us a testimonial saying how happy you are with our service, press 1.
But you haven't even...
For all other inquiries, please hang up.
Wait, what?
Hang up and call Frank Gay. We're busy watching the game.
You know what? I think I will.
When you have a leak, you need solutions on your schedule. A helpful expert who can find the problem and fix it fast.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, their U.S.-based restoration specialists will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
This is the sound of holiday happiness. Yeah, Ready Whip. Fun to use, fun to eat. You're not ready for the holidays? Without Ready Whip.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips at the...
on the show with a dispatch. Send yours at thenewsjunkie.com, or you can email. And if you want to be anonymous, put that right up on top. It's tips@thenewsjunkie.com. As C-Lane was saying, a lot of people, even people right now in the chat, raging that Twitter is just garbage. It's a cesspool after the election. Oh, it's so
Instagram,
bad.
Twitter, y'all see
I'm
this?
leaving. I'm going to Blue Sky, which, guys, Blue Sky's never going to be a thing. All right. And then they go, we got 1 million new signups after the election. Yes, because people tend to leave Twitter and they make a grand announcement. I'm never coming back again.
It's not an airport.
They go over to Blue Sky or Threads or wherever their new destination is, and they realize it's a ghetto and there's not a lot of people there to yell at. And you realize that secretly you kind of just like going to these places to fight with people. It's like C-Lane after a couple of drinks when he's scrolling through Facebook.
At least Threads has Frankie McDonald hitting on big girls.
That's my favorite thing. Oh, God.
Really like your body.
Frankie McDonald just hitting on all the ladies on Threads. That's what you get over there. Or on Twitter, you get a mix of different things. Like I just saw somebody say over on YouTube chat that on Twitter now, okay, here, Sea Witch says, same situation, full of MAGAs and Nazis. Enjoy it. Come on. There's millions and millions. How many total users are there on Twitter, C-Lane? That's got to be over 100 million, right?
I imagine
I would think like hundreds of millions, maybe. I don't know
how many real people.
It says over 500 monthly active users worldwide, with more than 50.5 million in the U.S. alone.
Okay, so if you think those 50.5 million people all fit into the category that you just talked about, you're not so. What you've done is you've gone political. And I always say this is a bad idea. Don't be mega political. It's just a waste of your damn life. You'll find yourself irritated, angry at people for fake news all the time. It just happens nonstop. What you need to do is take the people you're following and thread them out. And then say, when you see content you don't like, say mute, or I don't want to see any more of this. There are people who follow sports on Twitter. Their feeds are mostly just sports. That's what they're looking for. There are people who think Black Twitter is the best part of Twitter. They just follow comedy accounts that focus on that kind of stuff. Curate your own adventure, friend. All right? That's how you do this. You don't have to subject yourself to this. And otherwise, what do you end up with? You go on this Blue Sky thing, and you end up with all the people who just agree with you all the time? My God. That's boring. That's boring to begin with. I think that this is one of those things that people just do when they're angry. They go and then eventually they go, well, let's go back into where the action is taking place. But C-Lane was expressing his dismay with Twitter as well. So maybe it's hit your world. Or are you just seeing stories about this, C-Lane?
No, I was just seeing there was some threads and who was that girl that was talking about Matt Gaetz? She said she got body shamed.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I don't know who she is, but it was some woman who said, like, Matt Gaetz said she was fat or something. And then the comment
section was ruthless on this girl.
Pretty mean.
I was reading through it, and it reminded me a little bit of the three girls on TikTok that were like, you've heard of Elf on the Shelf, but have you ever heard of, and then it stops, and everybody was making up rhyming things that were taking shots at the three women, a 9 if you combine, stuff like that. And I was like, but that was like, I think that's what they were going for. You know, they wanted the likes and the hits, and they purposely did that to get people to comment and kind of fuel that post. This woman was just saying that Matt Gaetz fat shamed her, and then all of the comments were like, who could have the most savage fat shame?
Yeah, and that is never not going to be the case on most social platforms, especially Twitter. So you have to make a decision and go, do I want to be in this mosh pit, or do I want to go elsewhere? Or do I want to specifically curate my feed so that I don't see a lot of this stuff? And going over to Blue Sky and these other places, you're going to be bored. There's not enough human beings. There's not enough electricity. There's not enough excitement over there. You're not going to like it eventually. Go to Reddit. You'll find all of the lefties over on Reddit. And then you'll find fun content, and then you'll be able to enjoy yourself, I guess, because everybody agrees with you, and that's the nice, peaceful world you want to live in. If that's what you're searching for, I would recommend Reddit over anything else. Alicia says, couldn't get Twitch to open for some reason. Well, I hope we're streaming okay on there. She said, I'd pop back in here. Is it a dumpster fire on YouTube? I hope not. I hope we're good over there.
Poor YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube and Twitch, they fight from time to time. But I also like that there's people on there with all sorts of different views who watch the News Junkie, and you're over here, and that's great. That's great. Represent yourself over there, and just don't let it get poisonous to you. Okay, we'll go over to you and your dispatches in just a moment, but I want to tell you this story about an 11-year-old who has been fined $46,000 by Volusia County, Florida.
That's going out of the college fund for sure.
Yeah, that ain't good. This 11-year-old
is grounded.
Grounded is not good enough. This kid is a monster. You might as well just throw him in prison now. You might as well, because you're delaying the inevitable. This kid will end up in prison probably for the rest of his life at some point in time. I'm just saying, I don't want to precog it. I don't want to minority report my way to kids in prison because they're eventually going to do it. But we could do it for somebody. We could do it for this kid. An 11-year-old boy is behind bars in Volusia County. He's from Virginia but was extradited to Florida for allegedly making fake school threats. Investigators believe he did the same thing in other states as well.
Oh, I heard about this kid. Yep.
An 11-year-old boy in Virginia accused of making several bogus threats towards school has been placed in a high-risk program in order to pay nearly $50,000 in restitution.
Yeah, that you're not getting that money.
No, when's this kid going to come up with that cash?
Yeah, also, is this the youngest person ever to be extradited?
I don't know. It's
11 years old seems pretty young.
But
he's a little kid.
He got a lot done. It wasn't just like one or two. It was like, wasn't it like 30-something school threats?
Yes. Yeah, it was dozens of swatting calls alone in multiple states. Bomb threat calls, all of these different things, all from this one kid. And it says he will be allowed to return to Virginia under supervised release after a little while. He pleaded no contest to the charges. Hopefully today's sentence and in-custody treatment sets this young man on the right path and he gets the help he needs. Good luck to you, friend. They said the investigation began in May after a series of fake bomb threats and shooting targets that were targeting Flagler County schools. They spent 168 patrol hours responding to the schools and 755 hours investigating the case and cracking the technology he was using to track him down. And at the end of the rainbow, what did they find? An 11-year-old kid was responsible for all of this. Man, oh man.
But golly, if he's smart enough to do that and utilize some sort of tool, this might be the opportunity to get him on the good side, quote unquote.
Can't make him a hacker for the good people out there?
Yeah, be like, you're going to rot in jail and be in debt forever, or let's put these little hacking skills to use.
I don't know whether to blame the parents, to blame, there's this kid just, monster from birth, or it's bad. This is bad. This is somebody who maybe you can turn them around, but I think only a little % chance this kid's savable here at 11 years old. Okay, we want to hear from you. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. We got video dispatches rolling in. Bloodmouth says, I saw a wild otter out in the woods today. Let's see. Can we see
it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
There we go. Nature in action with video dispatches. That's
Are otters
fine.
the ones with chlamydia?
I always forget. Otters are dangerous. I know that they can attack you.
Oh, they can be so cute.
They are adorable, and sometimes they hold hands with other otters when they're swimming around and stuff. I like that. I'm good with that, but don't touch the wildlife. That can always backfire on you.
Oh, no, sea lions, they have herpes. Many of them.
The koalas are the ones with chlamydia.
How did the animals get the STDs?
A human banged them.
Does that mean somebody crossed the barrier? Because that was always the legend about AIDS, that somebody, with a monkey.
Yeah.
Crossed from the animals to the humans.
I think they just have similar diseases, like how did dolphins? Chlamydia infection may have caused a stranded and dead striped dolphin. Some dolphins, Atlantic bottlenose dolphins, could get genital warts.
Oh, God. Dolphins are all revved up, too. They are ready to go at a moment's notice. All right, we're going to see what you think. We'll get into your comments in just a bit here. And the new Gladiator movie that's coming out. We've been talking about this because Mostly people were saying it's the biggest thing ever. Now, a little hate is coming toward Gladiator 2 and a Gladiator experience that is absolutely mind-blowing. Would you try this? We'll find out together. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Traffic has been stopped due to a serious accident on Florida's Turnpike affecting northbound and southbound lanes between Oakland Exchange and Hancock Road. There's an overturned vehicle on Goldenrod Road where it meets La Vista Boulevard. The left lane is blocked northbound and southbound on Reinhardt Road where it meets Highway 417 in the Seminole area. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
If you have high blood pressure and chronic kidney disease, you may be eligible to participate in a study. More treatment options are needed for people with CKD and high blood pressure. That's why the BAX Duo Arctic study is researching a potential new treatment option to lower blood pressure and slow CKD progression. All participants will receive active study medication during their time in the study. Visit ckdtrial.com to learn more and see if the study may be right for you. That's ckdtrial.com.
Russ Rollins here for Life Imaging FLA. You know, this is going to be the first holiday I've ever had without my little sister. And one of the things that she would say all the time was she wished she would have gotten her scan early. By the time she waited and got her scan, it was stage 4 cancer. Don't wait. If you have something that feels off, go get a scan. And you can get a scan even if you don't feel off with Life Imaging FLA. Life Imaging FLA, if you pick up your cell phone, you dial pound 250, you say the words free heart scan, you can get a free heart scan with a few minimum requirements. It's a great value, and it's something you should do. But then ask about cancer screening. That's super important, and I'll be thinking about that a lot during the holidays this season. People that you love, get them into Life Imaging FLA and get that cancer screening, get that free heart scan. It could save your life. It's Life Imaging FLA. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds to Life Imaging FLA, and tell them Russ Rollins the Monster sent you.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down, get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Hi, folks. Jimmy Petronas, Florida's Chief Financial Officer. Many of you are hurting after the hurricanes. These storms cause so much pain, and if you have property damage, there's two things I need you to know. First, we already have scam artists out there making all kinds of promises to homeowners if you just sign a few forms. Don't sign anything. Don't let anyone going door to door scam you into signing anything. Second, if you have hurricane damage and you haven't contacted your insurance company, please do that now. My job is to help you hold people accountable, including insurance companies, contractors, or anyone else. Call 877-MY-FLCFO. That's 877-693-5236, or go to preparefl.com with questions or to report abuse. This is a public service announcement from Jimmy Petronas, Florida's Chief Financial Officer.
Brought to you by the Capital One Quicksilver Card. As a founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports Network, Capital One wants to help you hear more about today's top female athletes, learn more about your favorite teams, and earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, everywhere. Plus, there's no limit to the amount of cash back you can earn, and rewards don't expire for the life of the account. It's that simple. The Quicksilver Card by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details. Brought to you by the Capital One Quicksilver Card. As a founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports Network, Capital One wants to help you hear more about today's top female athletes, learn more about your favorite teams, and earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, everywhere. Plus, there's no limit to the amount of cash back you can earn, and rewards don't expire for the life of the account. It's that simple. The Quicksilver Card by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Black Friday's coming, and there's something for the adults who love the coolest toys, too. Bartesian is the premier cocktail maker that makes over 60 cocktails. At the push of a button, make bar-quality cosmopolitans, martinis, Manhattans, and more. All in just 30 seconds, all for $100 off. That's $100 off when you spend $400 through Cyber Monday. Visit bartesian.com/cocktail. That's BARTESIAN.com/cocktail.
As a founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports Network, Capital One wants to help you hear more about today's top female athletes, learn more about your favorite teams, and keep more money in your wallet with no fees or minimums on checking accounts and no overdraft fees. Just ask the Capital One bank guy. It's pretty much all he talks about, in a good way. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One, NA, member FDIC.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, deposit, DEPOSIT, deposit. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Meet the three friends Bill Cosby called frat bros. This is the...
It's going to be very, very big, but there are some negative reviews coming in, and there's this crazy thing you could do related to the movie that we'll talk about in just a bit.
What does that popcorn bucket look like?
They haven't showed it.
They
Yeah,
did.
it's the Coliseum. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
where
like
you could do like
augmented reality.
Yeah.
Where you put your camera over it and you see little fighters fighting in the Coliseum in your popcorn bowl. It's a weird world, the collection of that stuff. But there you go. I wanted to talk about this, and it's one of those things that has a lot of people chatting out there. It's a big discussion on social media,
Facebook,
of course. All of those
Instagram,
things.
Twitter, y'all see this?
Chatting about this. RFK Jr. is going to make America healthy again. And I have one question. What if I don't want to be healthy? Do I have the right to not be healthy? All right, that's
your
what I want
doctors
to.
don't like that.
Can I, if I want to, refuse all this stuff? Because what if this guy comes in there and he starts saying sodas banned, gone, out of here, no more sodas for everybody. They're bad for you. You can't have them anymore. What if they go all these additives and preservatives in your food? They're not good for you. Which I know all this stuff. And I'm trying to be healthier.
Yeah, but as an American, it's your right to eat whatever you want.
Or be unhealthy, even if you want to. From time to time, I want to be unhealthy.
I mean, he's not going to push the vaccine, so we know that.
Well, he got fact-checked on that. I'll play that for you in just a second here. But the conversation is around what is going to happen with RFK Jr. And could it be that all of a sudden things that you like, you can't get anymore, and things that you maybe you wanted, you can get? For instance, They say the FDA's war, this is a quote from him, on public health is about to end. This includes its aggressive suppression of psychedelics. Uh-oh, that opens up some stuff for you. He's pro-psychedelics. Peptides, stem cells, raw milk coming into the equation here. A little bit of raw milk for you. And a bunch of other things. Vitamins, clean food, sunshine.
You can get raw milk already. I've got raw milk before.
Listen to a raw milk guy. You are up to no good over there.
I bought it
Send
for
this man
farming,
to prison.
For farming purposes.
No, you didn't. What farming purposes do you have? You live in a
He's
cul-de-sac.
farmer. Well, it's small farms, a mini farm.
He's got a big backyard, but he ain't got no farm. There's no animals out there. There's no farm going on.
You don't know.
Yeah,
I don't.
know.
You're right. I don't technically know, but I'm guessing. I got a hunch here. Raw milk could be coming back under RFK Jr. And then in the world of vaccines, because that's something that he's obviously focused on quite a bit, I know that he was on CNN, and they did one of those roll that clip moments where sometimes it's brutal when they do the roll that clip. They'll have a politician on and they'll go, what do you think about your statements when you said X, Y, and Z? And they go, I don't know what you're talking about. Roll the clip. And you go, son of a bitch, I forgot you had that technology now. Mm-hmm. Here's how it went on CNN.
You have gained notoriety for your skepticism about vaccines. And over the summer in an interview, you said, quote, there's no vaccine that is, safe and effective. Do you still believe that?
I never said that.
So stop me. We have the clip. Please play the clip.
I never said, and not even the full word of that before. He's like,
she was
clip.
Popped, fired out of a cannon for him. She was so ready for him to say, I never said that he barely got to finish it. And she's like, play the clip.
No vaccine that is, safe and effective. Do you still believe that?
I never said that.
So stop me. We have the clip. Please play the clip.
Stop me.
You've talked about that the media slanders you by calling you an anti-vaxxer. And you've said that you're not anti-vaccine. Wow. You're pro-safe vaccine.
The energy in that room.
Lex Friedman.
Difficult question. Can you name any vaccines that you think are good?
I think some of the live virus vaccines are probably averting more problems than they're causing.
That voice.
There's no vaccine that is, safe and effective. What I'm saying is that none of the 72 vaccines has ever been tested in a safety study.
Oh, God, that voice, it's not his fault.
It's not his fault. And that is something that I think, I don't think, obviously, a lot of other Americans deal with.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just something.
It's tough.
Like it was written for a TV show.
Yeah, I'm just being real. If you're a fan of RFK Jr., you might be like, you're bullying him, you're being mean. It's just, I'm being real. I'm being honest with you here. It's tough to listen to him talk.
It's startling. It sounds like he's sick.
He says, no, I didn't say that. And she all but, I would have loved it if they took it up a notch over on CNN. Maybe you might get me to watch one day. Put a big lever on the desk. So when you go, somebody says, why did you say this? And they go, I never said that. And you go, boom. And you get a big physical or a button. You need something on there to really ramp it up and call these people out. So RFK Jr., lots of fans out there. He's got a lot of people that like him, but I wonder what he's going to do. And I hope that in this whole process of making America healthy again, we don't end up doing some bad stuff. Like, I'm not with taking the fluoride out of the water stuff. I think that's mostly conspiracy nonsense. They keep pointing to these studies that show that fluoride is linked to lower IQ in children, but it's so much fluoride that you would never get exposed to that much in the water
what
system.
Are the studies from?
The studies are from scientists that research water contamination and other things like this, but the real studies, I'm not saying they're not real, but what I'm saying is they're misrepresenting the studies. So if you say, all right, let's say I do a study.
I hear what I want.
And I say, Sabrina, the results of my study shows that chocolate is deadly. You go, oh my God, chocolate is deadly. I'm not going to eat
chocolate.
I'm never going to have another piece of chocolate again. And then I'll say, the amount of chocolate you would have to eat
4 tons.
More than any human is ever going to eat in their entire life. That much would kill you, yes. And I misrepresented it as if that means that chocolate is deadly. This kind of crap happens all the time. You might remember the report when people were going nuts because their brains are made of mashed potatoes, and they were saying that the indoor gas stoves were really dangerous.
Was it autism or diabetes?
Various things.
Autistic
they've said.
diabetes.
they've said various maladies were caused by this indoor pollution from your gas stove, even when it's off. And then when you look at the study, it says, well, if you were in this exact position and this much was, it's just fantasy world. The thing is, you just have an outcome that you want to get to, so you make up all the research on the way there. That's a bad thing, but it happens quite a bit out there. Over to Gladiator. Gladiator 2, in fact, and the highly anticipated sequel is on the way. Huge budget, stars galore, including, you got, who's the main guy?
Denzel Washington, Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal is in there. Was he in the first one? Was Pedro Pascal in the first Gladiator?
I don't even think Pedro Pascal was famous when the first Gladiator came out.
How dare you?
He came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was 24 years ago. He wasn't famous then. I don't think he'd been in it.
No, the main guy in the first one was Russell Crowe, yeah.
And Joaquin Phoenix is in it, too. And now they're spreading this out to more famous people like Pedro Pascal and others.
Isn't Jennifer Lawrence in it? No?
I don't know. There's a lot of stars in this. They've thrown the money at the wall, and some of the reviews are finally coming back negative, where people say Gladiator 2 borrows so much from its predecessor, it almost gives us the same film all over again, right down to inserting actual scenes from the first movie throughout.
That's how sequels work.
And
some of them.
Heartthrob Paul Mescal is the purported lead of this blockbuster, playing Lucius Verus, the exiled heir to the Roman Empire, who returns to the Eternal City, blah, blah, blah. Sounds familiar, right? So he's saying it's like a knockoff of the sequel. It's not going to slow down the box office for this thing. It's going to rage and make big money over there. But you can experience it in real life if you like, because Airbnb does this kind of stuff. They're taking people to Rome, Italy. It's going to be 1, 2, or 3 hour experiences. This suggests that it costs $0 per person, which sounds like a relatively good deal if you think about it. And what you'll do is this. You will go to the Colosseum in Rome, and you will actually have a battle with some other people. You'll battle like the gladiators did. They'll have the whole place lit up with torches and stuff. You'll go into the bowels of the Colosseum and hear all the history of what's happening there. You'll get into sword fights at this place. It'll be awesome. Then you'll eat like they did. You'll have grapes, pomegranates. I just like modern day food, if you don't mind, actually. I don't want to eat like they did at the Colosseum. The food sucked back then. But you can do all the other stuff if you'd like to. And that's available from Airbnb. And we go over now to you. Here goes Guitar Slinger talking about raw milk. Let's see.
Wow. Raw milk. It's a really bad idea.
Why?
They're already detecting cases of bird flu in dairy workers. Probably the only reason nobody's gotten it is because milk is pasteurized at a high temperature and it kills that virus. So you start doing unpasteurized milk, here comes a bird flu pandemic. I guess Thomas Dolby won't be writing any more hit songs.
Hey, I not only like pasteurized milk, I like ultra pasteurized milk.
Yeah, this guy wants all the nutrients cooked out right out of there.
Why not? Especially if it lasts longer.
Your thick, soupy ass milk, and you miss me with that. You take it and you keep pasteurizing. When you think you pasteurize too much, you pasteurize just a little bit more and bring me my Fairlife milk.
You're going to start snorting powdered milk, I bet.
Maybe. I might get there. But right now, I love that Fairlife lasts so long.
Same,
silky
man.
smooth.
There's nothing more disappointing than when you have pretty much a full jug of milk.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
stick.
I guess 4 days wasn't enough.
Now, you mentioned, Sabrina, snorting powdered milk.
Yeah.
Now, allegedly, when they filmed the movie Blow with Johnny Depp, they said that they used milk powder as a substitute for cocaine in the cocaine scenes, right?
Yeah.
But I've always wondered, and now especially after that whole trial where they were testifying about the guy doing coke with like tampon applicators and stuff, and I'm like,
I mean, it's a useful device.
I'll bet one of those days they probably were like, Johnny, since it's our last day on set.
We got you some
brought you some real cocaine.
What if he did that scene and he was so good and like, we're refilming the whole thing? Real coke from here on out.
But we're going to do it real fast.
We're going to run through this at hyper speed. We go over to Craig from Denver with a video dispatch. Let's see.
Good morning, afternoon, news junkies.
Hi, Craig.
Sean, C-Lane, Sabrina.
Hello.
Just want to wish you guys a happy Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Have a great weekend.
Aw.
Craig from Denver, out.
Thank you, Craig. Appreciate you. Thanks for the video dispatch. And you too have a great weekend. One more for now. Here's Jackson Jill talking about Matt Gaetz, who was in the discussion quite a bit this week.
So my husband and I both were FSU at the same time that Matt Gaetz was the president of the Student Government Association. Mm-hmm. And that position also allowed Gaetz to be able to sit on the FSU Board of Trustees, actually making decisions about, what we could do. And my husband had the joy of also having some classes with Matt Gaetz. And he summed it up as, well, not much has changed since he was in college.
That doesn't surprise me.
So we'll take that for what it's worth. Have a nice day. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Thank you, Jackson Jill. Appreciate that. Meanwhile, very quickly, I think the Hawk Tuah girl should be officially canceled. I think we've reached that point in our Hawk Tuah timeline. Yeah. After seeing this, can't support this. Can't do this. I'm sorry. She posted a video of her dancing, and I will go on the record saying, this
You're
is
a better
worse.
dancer than Hawk Tuah girl?
I can't say that, unfortunately. But
I'm about to say.
I was like, I'm trying to Mad Lib
You've
this
said
thing.
some egregious things, but
I try to gauge your attitude towards stuff. You're like, it's time to cancel her. I'm like, what, did she put ketchup on her steak?
No.
I just thought
Just dancing.
I could dance better than Hawk Tuah girl.
Worse than Elaine is what I will say. Worse than Elaine from Seinfeld. Take a look at this. I'll put this on See It Now. All right, here she is. I don't know what this is.
Okay, well.
What this move is? Or what's going on here? Just flopping her body around, just double fist pumping. I don't know what's happening here.
It's a choice. It's a move.
Looks like she's having a good time.
It's something, but we'll take a look at that and put it up on to See It Now over on the newsjunkie.com. Quick break, and when we're back, you are on the show. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and send us a dispatch right now. We got to talk about a bear that was on the loose and ruining people's vehicles. Insurance got involved, all kinds of stuff. And then the unthinkable happened. What happened next? Wait until you hear this. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Today on the Big Show, we'll do sinker, sale, and embers only. At 4:20, it's Primetime Kitchen with Fayez Cara. At 5 o'clock, it's the do's and don'ts of recycling. At 5:20, the Rosen Center drop by to talk about their holiday brunch buffet. For trivia, it's TSO tickets and Central Florida International Auto Show tickets. 4 opportunities to win $1,000 plus your calls, texts, and talkbacks.
The Jim Colbert Show, today at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic has been stopped due to a serious accident on Florida's Turnpike affecting northbound and southbound lanes between Oakland Exchange and Hancock Road. There's an overturned vehicle on Goldenrod Road where it meets La Vista Boulevard. The left lane is blocked northbound and southbound on Reinhardt Road where it meets Highway 417 in the Seminole area. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. It's Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale. Get matched with your perfect bed and save up to $700 on a wide selection of quality mattresses. Plus, score a free adjustable base with a qualifying purchase. See store for details.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Yes, I've got a leaking...
To leave us a testimonial saying how happy you are with our service, press 1.
But you haven't even...
For all other inquiries, please hang up.
Wait, what?
Hang up and call Frank Gay. We're busy watching the game.
You know what? I think I will.
When you have a leak, you need solutions on your schedule. A helpful expert who can find the problem and fix it fast.
That's the Frank Gay way.
frankgayservices.com.
How long have you been thinking about going solar? With power bills soaring higher and higher than ever, it's time to think about what you can save instead of what you're spending. Each year you wait, you could be losing thousands. This year alone, prices have jumped over 10%. Isn't it time you own your own power or solar source? With over 40 years in business, Solar Source has over 60,000 installations right here in Central Florida. They've had the same phone number since 1984. It's no wonder this company is the one I trust. I started with a pool heater solar, and now I'm thrilled that Solar Source has a pay-as-you-go system. I can save monthly, and it starts at $99. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
Attention, our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to tell me the name of a country without the letter A in its name. You know it? Text your answer to 96551 and you will get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included. Be one of the first 50 to text the name of a country without the letter A in its name and go on a 5-day cruise. Text your answer to 96551. That's 96551. Be one of the first 50 listeners to tell me a country without the letter A in its name and get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals included, plus 4 days in Orlando for only $99. Text your answer to 96551. This is not a contest. It is a paid advertising by Guarantee Media with the purpose of soliciting sales on vacation ownership and not affiliated with iHeartMedia. Some terms and conditions apply.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we're detecting the undetectable. Using advanced AI technology, our experts can accurately detect signals in the human voice that are indicators of coronary artery disease. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
This November, give thanks for the gift of clear vision with a free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute. They've been serving Central Florida for over 30 years, helping thousands see life in high definition. Don't let poor vision blur your holiday memories. Simply text 1041 to 868686 today and take advantage of their 24-month interest-free financing. Schedule your free consultation now and you could be seeing clearly by Christmas. The Filatowski Eye Institute, bringing Central Florida into focus for over 3 decades. Text 1041 to 868686 for your free LASIK consultation now.
This holiday season, before you pull the trigger on a gaming PC, go to Lenovo.com first. Get the best prices on the Lenovo you want, like the Legion Pro 5 gaming laptop. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
You don't have time for small sales, so we're going big. For one day only, you can get up to 50% off New South windows and doors. Just visit our showroom on November 16th and bring your window and door measurements for 40% off. Want that extra 10% off? Show your U.S. military ID or bring a Toys for Tots donation. Get New South windows and doors for up to half the price, in person only. November 16th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Visit newsouthwindow.com/50 to find a showroom near you.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans, drug coverage, and costs. See if you can save some money, and don't forget to make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hey, this is Kyle Brandt. You're busy. I'm busy. But every single Monday, we take 10 minutes to dish out 10 takes. NFL, life, whatever, but never more than 10 minutes. It's 10 takes with Kyle Brandt. Driving home from work? You got time for 10 takes. Taking a smoke break? You still smoke? You got time for 10 takes. Listen to 10 Takes with Kyle Brandt on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search 10 Takes with Kyle Brandt and start listening.
We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at orangebuickgmc.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, deposit. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips.
Junkie Not Talk talked about this yet. They confirmed that the government hides evidence of UFOs. Yes, kind of, maybe. I don't know. There was testimony to that this week. Yes, there was testimony this week in Congress. Yes, that there were UFOs, things that we couldn't explain, et cetera, et cetera. But I don't know that we've proven the existence of anything just yet. So I'm going to land on this. With UFOs and all the UFO stories that might come at us, I'm going to land on this. If you have some sort of evidence, email me, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. I have not seen a video recently where I've gone, oh, my God, this is convincing. It's always like Bigfoot videos, like crappy quality. I want to see some kind of thing that is like, whoa, this is actually a really convincing piece of evidence. And I've never seen that.
That has been released by the government, like when they declassified a bunch of the extra, well, not extraterrestrial, but the unidentified phenomena that's happened throughout
everything
the decades.
That I've seen is interesting, in as much as they go, something happened here, and we have no good explanation for it. Okay? But nothing that I've seen is like, hey, this was a craft from some other civilization, some other planet, nothing like that. That has ever convinced me just yet. And everybody's got phones, so let me see them aliens, please. All right, don't fill up my inbox with a bunch of nonsense. But I'm ready for it. I want to see the video that changes my mind. I know it's getting close to Christmas because we skip Thanksgiving these days. Walk around my neighborhood, everybody's Christmased out. People with lights everywhere, decorations in their front yards, all sorts of Christmas stuff hanging up all over the place. And now you've even got, this early, you got the Christmas tree vendors that are starting to pop up.
Oh, those trees won't last that long, will they?
I don't think they will. I know people have some secrets where they say you put this in there and that in there and it lasts a little bit longer, but you're talking quite a while here, well over a month, that you need this tree not to go to hell in a handbasket in your house. I don't know if you're going to be able to make this thing make it that far. And not to mention, Christmas trees are expensive now. Just to get a small one is about $100. That's pretty pricey. Yeah. $100?
I am still about the fake tree. The one that I got last year looks pretty damn good.
I know people hate that. I love the fake trees. We have a fake tree that looks fairly real. It's not one of the $5,000 ones, which are incredibly impressive and definitely look real. But it's like a long time before you would recoup your money with an investment like that. And I don't care enough.
And you have to keep it nice, or else you end up having to replace the fake trees every couple of years too. Like we've had to replace our fake trees a couple times. Just the lights go bad.
Everything's built in now.
Wear and tear.
Yeah, so it happens. Arnott says early Christmas people are ruining Christmas. Are they? How do you people feel about that? It sounds like
early Christmas people would be ruining Thanksgiving. I don't get that argument at all.
I think that people are suggesting now that because they stretch it out, it's like a teenage girl making her birthday her birth week, and it goes too far, and it's like, now you're ruining the Christmas spirit. Where does everybody land on that? I want to throw that out there, dispatchers, chat. Are people ruining Christmas by stretching it out? I think we're doing ourselves something that's not a favor by forgetting about Thanksgiving, which I think is an awesome holiday. I love Thanksgiving. I'm a big fan. But we start real early on Christmas these days. C-Lane had his stuff up and rolling right after Halloween was a
decorating day was it's scheduled at my house.
Ready to go, get in that Christmas mode. I can't hate anybody for doing it. It like feels good, feels right. It feels like a better time of year, and the vibes are good.
The most wonderful time of the year, I believe.
Some people say that. Yes, indeed.
Most of them sing it.
I don't hate on it, but I want to know if people think they're stretching it out too far now. Others are ruining the vibes.
A year
for
like
Christmas.
this year, I'm in. And I've never said that before. Like, I am totally down to start celebrating Christmas until...
Well, you put tons of stuff up for Halloween. Are you going to put a bunch of stuff up for Christmas?
I have to see what I've got. I have a pretty decent feeling that I'm going to end up purchasing more stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to be honest. The light talk did intrigue me.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that you could
Didn't
change
sound
it.
like it yesterday.
Can we not do a radio bit and have something that...
What a circle back. Good God.
Sorry, I didn't realize such a sensitive topic. However,
Neither did we.
After I thought about it, and I was like, God, all of that made me horny too when they were talking about the lights, so I might do the same.
This feels strange. I don't know. I don't know what this is.
I don't either anymore.
This feels like a weird circle back. Like you crapped all over this discussion yesterday.
I mean, it wasn't. You didn't have to bring it. I thought that this is just a show. Like we're just doing a show.
I didn't have to do something. What did I do?
You got mad about it.
No, I didn't bring it back up. I didn't talk about that again. You were the one who just mentioned this just now.
I did. I had some time to think about it, and I'm like, the idea that I could change the lights up to around 4th of July, or for Valentine's Day, or perhaps if I'm like in a bad mood, kind of like a mood ring. And have that color set for the outside.
What's the color that betters your mood?
Yellow. I like a yellow.
Yellow? Don't they always say blue or something is supposed to make you feel better?
I thought blue was sad.
Blue is sad.
Oh, blue is a sad one? Okay, so I won't do that then.
Why are you feeling blue, Sonny?
What's making... I'm sorry?
It's a new character he's workshopping.
No.
Hey there.
Sealand's getting ready for what he's
a guardian
forced
angel?
to do. He's going to be doing country radio very soon, and this is his new character
Well,
here.
that
What makes you blue? Call in. Here's music.
Delilah. It's such a weird way.
They could really AI you into a lot of stations if you just intro every song as "Here's music." I'm Cowboy Bob or Hoppin' Bob, as it used to be on the show.
It used to be Hoppin' Bob.
And here's music. Here you go. You can go into anything with that if you'd like to. Anyhow, Christmas trees are very, very expensive. We're very testy waters here around this Christmas light story. It makes things uncomfortable. I don't know. It's a little
I'm not
tense.
testy. I'm good. If you
You
guys
were
are
testy
not.
yesterday. You're being dishonest if you say you weren't testy yesterday when talking about this.
Oh, I wasn't testy. I was just calling you guys out for how boring the conversation was.
All right. Oh, man. This is a bad time. Bad time to do that.
You getting testy?
No, I'm not getting testy. I don't really get testy. I'm sorry. What do I get testy about?
Oh, we don't have time for that. Unfortunately,
Like
we do have to go to break.
interpersonal relationships wise. I don't care if you disagree with me. I don't. That doesn't bother me at all.
No, me either, for sure. But I'm looking forward to sharing our lights as they come up on.
Why is this thing? This is such a weird thing to cause tension on the show. I don't understand it in the
I have
slightest.
zero tension for it.
All right. Okay. Here's what we're going to do.
Having a good time.
We're going to take a quick break.
There you go.
When we
Great
come
idea.
back, we will hear from you. So go to thenewsjunkie.com. I want to see some more video dispatches. It's the weekend. I want to see your face, and I want to know what's going on in your brain. What's going on over there? You okay? Hey, we're just doing a show here, right?
Yeah,
we're having fun.
Absolutely.
We're enjoying ourselves.
We're overdue for a fight, so.
Well, you want to fight? We could
You
blow
guys
this
are
whole
being
segment up.
weird.
Tyson,
You
Paul,
guys
move over.
are being weird.
Okay, we really are going to take a break. And when we come back, we'll hear from you with those dispatches. But first, what's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? You want a replica of the Dark Knight Batmobile? Well, you may need a bank loan. The nostalgia train always seems to be chugging, but according to reports, they left Airbud's owner behind. Like the island scene in the movie. Plus, Margot Robbie revealed what makes her cry on demand, so let's see if it works. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio, at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's Bungalower and the Bus. And at 9, we all find out what the hell Angel is listening to tonight on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm
Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast on this Friday. And today we're really expecting a changeable forecast after a cold front pushed through this morning. That will give way to increasing sunshine and much cooler temperatures. Afternoon highs will only reach the mid to upper 70s. We'll also expect abundant sunshine over the course of this afternoon, which will carry over into the weekend with highs in the upper 70s and low 80s for Saturday and Sunday. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Safe Touch Security.
Save up to 50% on select security systems with Safe Touch Security. With upgrades like remote door locks, video doorbell, thermostat control, and camera, all controlled by your MySafeTouch app. Visit safetouch.com. State license number EF200002049.
Hi, folks. Jimmy Petronas, Florida's Chief Financial Officer. Many of you are hurting after the hurricanes. These storms cause so much pain, and if you have property damage, there's two things I need you to know. First, we already have scam artists out there making all kinds of promises to homeowners if you just sign a few forms. Don't sign anything. Don't let anyone going door to door scam you into signing anything. Second, if you have hurricane damage and you haven't contacted your insurance company, please do that now. My job is to help you hold people accountable, including insurance companies, contractors, or anyone else. Call 877-MY-FLCFO. That's 877-693-5236. Or go to preparefl.com with questions or to report abuse. This is a public service announcement from Jimmy Petronas, Florida's Chief Financial Officer.
Hey, Central Florida, if you want a nicer, newer car, get ready. My prices are dropping. RC Hill here. It's autumn, and I want to help you rake in some savings. At RC Hill Mitsubishi, we're focused on affordability. My finance specialists hustle hard to help you find a low rate and a monthly payment that fits your budget. That's what my Perfect Payment program is all about. Save huge on a new 2024 Mitsubishi with a lifetime warranty and 2 years of free factory maintenance. Or check out over 200 certified used cars, SUVs, and sports cars. Plus, at RC Hill, you get your price and payment in 15 minutes. So if you hate your current ride, leave it behind. And I'll take it even if it's rusted or busted. And I'll give you way over trade value. But hurry, don't leave me hanging. A deal this good won't last long. I'm RC Hill. I'm your car dealer next door. RC Hill Mitsubishi and Used Car Superstore. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com. And if you need to sell your car today, visit rchillbuyscars.com. We pay you on the spot.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Black Friday is coming, and there's something for the adults who love the coolest toys, too. Bartesian is the premier cocktail maker that makes over 60 cocktails. At the push of a button, make bar-quality cosmopolitans, martinis, Manhattans, and more. All in just 30 seconds, all for $100 off. Shake your phone and get $100 off when you spend $400 site-wide through Cyber Monday. Yes, you heard me correctly. Pick up your phone and shake it for $100 off.
Sara Silverman, Postmortem Tour.
I have a girlfriend who told me she's switching gears career-wise and is now a life coach. Look, I'm not saying all life coaches are crazy, but I would maybe say that crazy people are life coaches.
January 9th, inside Hard Rock Event Center at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa. On sale now at hardrocktampa.com or Ticketmaster.com. Seminole Hard Rock Tampa.
The free iHeart app goes everywhere you do. Even better, when you plug your phone into Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, the app becomes part of the dash with a seamless way to listen to your favorite radio stations, the latest must-hear podcast, or a custom playlist to get you focused. Try Apple CarPlay or Android Auto with the iHeart app today.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, their U.S.-based restoration specialists will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
They're best friends, unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the news.
All things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. And don't forget, we'll get to you with your comments, your emails, all of that feedback coming up on the show very soon. Real quick, let me pay off this story that I teased earlier. And it's a story about some folks in Los Angeles. There were 3 different insurance claims because a bear was damaging these luxury cars. Like they were going in these Rolls Royce Ghosts was one of them. I don't even know what a Rolls Royce Ghost is, but
usually don't
it
see
sounds
them.
expensive. They were going in very expensive cars, and the bear was just ruining everything, just ripping things to shreds. And the insurance company didn't want to pay out. So they started to investigate, and they had some people examine the video, and they ended up getting some warrants, and they went to the people's house, and they found this. It's a full-on, it's straight up a bear costume.
Did you see the video also?
Yeah. It's like
it really didn't take any experts. It was like, that's a human in a bear costume.
Not only the bear costume, but they had to get extra claws because the claws on the bear costume wouldn't screw up a car enough. So
they would have been better off just luring a bear, a real bear, into the car.
It looks like they took 2 of those things that you use to pull pork after you smoked it all day.
So this is the actual line to Sabrina's point here from the story from KTLA. To confirm it wasn't an actual bear, a biologist from the California Department of Fish and Wildlife looked at the video and said, quote, "It's clearly a human in a bear suit," unquote. I'll put the bear suit that they found up on See It Now. All right, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it. Even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
God, look at that sweet Latin booty.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. That's where you can get connected with Don, who's looking out for you. If you're refinancing, buying your first dream home, perhaps you are a business owner and you're looking to expand that business. SBA loans, HELOCs, and everything in between. He is the person that's going to make the process easy for you. Get it started today by going to ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
It was 34 years ago, 1990. The producer of this group right here.
This is true.
Milli Vanilli.
Milli Vanilli is right. And Frank Farian, on this day, publicly admitted that Fabrice Morvan and Rob Pilatus, Robbie P., never sang a note on their album. The lip-syncing Milli Vanilli eventually returned their Best New Artist Grammy. And Rob, of course, we all know, is lip-syncing in heaven now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Fab has been determined to be alive, or did something happen to him recently?
I'll look it up. Hang on.
From where I pulled this, it says that he is a pitchman for KFC.
Oh, wow, that's a good gig.
Not too shabby. But I feel like I just heard something about him. Also, probably no need to be a pitchman anymore, considering all the royalties you're getting from the documentary. And
yeah, Fab is alive. He's still alive and with us here.
What up, Fab?
Is he still Fab?
I only see a photo of him from 2007. He looked kind of Fab then, but I'm not sure about now.
Must be nice to be a celebrity, whether you're lip syncing or you're just 5 months old. We now have some news coming from the Sophia Richie camp.
Mm-hmm.
Sophia Richie.
Oh, look it up.
Isn't that some sort of Arnold relation as far as
Sophia Richie?
Terminator, or Sophia Richie is dating?
Daughter of Lionel Richie, as you might imagine.
Oh,
And-
Sophie. Oh, the youngest. Okay, so Nicole's younger sister. Got it. All right.
Yep.
I knew it. Well, she has a baby, and that baby, 5 months old, already has an iPhone.
Wow.
And now the internet's like, what the hell? What?
Does Jackson have an iPhone, Sealand? He's a year old, for God's
He's
sake.
got an iPad.
With that fun rubber thing that always is so dirty when kids have them in public.
I say that. I have an iPad that he could use, but he's too young to know how to do anything with it yet. I don't think a 5-month-old with an iPhone is really quantifiable as a thing. Like,
It is. According to Sophia.
Or Jackson's falling behind here because this kid is 5 and he's making phone calls.
Jackson's falling behind because the person that he sees use a phone the most is my mother, and she's got it on the biggest font, and she actually like she doesn't use her thumbs like we do to type. She like touches things. So like when he plays phone, that's how he does it. He just smacks the phone like this.
It's like my pretend keyboard.
Yeah.
That one's fun, too. According to Sophia, not only does this 5-month-old baby have an iPhone, but is also learning how to text while sitting up for the first time. And I quote, Eloise has a little baby phone.
Eloise
likes to text, or I like to text. This is according to Therapus host and Richie's friend, Jake Shane.
I believe
it. Making the rounds. I say, good morning, Eloise. He continued, which Richie confirmed was actually true. So, what's your baby doing?
Not that.
What's John Mayer doing? How about bidding to save the Muppets from Scientology?
Uh-oh.
This is new.
I didn't know this was a risk. The Scientologists are going to take away the Muppets?
John Mayer has joined an investment group that is making a $60 million bid to purchase the Jim Henson lot in L.A. This is the home, of course, of the Muppets, and according to reports, Mayer has teamed up with filmmaker McG.
All right.
Joseph McGinty Nickel, known for Charlie's Angels, We Are Marshall, Terminator Salvation, The Babysitter, to buy the iconic studio home. I guess the person who was looking to buy the entire thing was the Church of Scientology.
Oh, this McG guy is the executive producer of The OC and a bunch of other shows from that time,
That's
like
some big
big
money.
shows.
He's been attached to a bunch of stuff that we would know.
Mm-hmm.
It's unclear whether the prospect of Scientology purchasing the property had any influence on Mayer's decision, but apparently had an office on the property as well. So they're saying it's a dramatic reversal from the fate the property seemed destined to face in recent weeks. The studio was supposed to be, at some point, was Charlie Chaplin Studios.
Mm-hmm.
Then it became John Mayer's office / the Muppets storage unit. And Scientology was already a major landlord. But John Mayer comes in, and he's like, this father's going to be good to the lot and hopefully be an owner of it. So Scientology doesn't get their grimy hands on the Muppets.
Quick question for you guys.
What up?
I saw somebody arguing the other day, and they said the Muppets and Sesame Street and all that is dead, and it's suffering, and it's because they haven't changed with the times and used technology and stuff. And I thought, that sounds like blasphemy to me.
Yeah, and what technology? You want them to be CGI? That would take away from the whole puppet part.
If the Muppets were digitized, it's not a Muppet anymore. It's not something people can interact with. That's the whole point. I would never want that to change to some sort of newfangled technology. That's bad.
Yeah, they said that about Yoda, but he became digital.
I also saw a bong at a head shop just the other day that was made of Yoda.
Nice.
Like it was the entire baby Yoda, but then you could smoke out of his belly button.
I'm into it.
You want that for your birthday?
No.
You smoke out of his belly button, or you put the bowl in his belly button and smoke out of somewhere else?
I think the top of his head.
Okay.
Yeah. But the bowl out of his mouth.
Important question.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is an important question. How did this man get in this spot? But according to reports, the creator of this franchise, this is not one movie, not two, but 11 of the movies related to this right here. And here we go. Wait for it. I made this.
Airbud.
Airbud is right, yeah.
Airbud.
Pretty much just says this the whole time.
It's the dog that plays basketball?
Yes. His name was Buddy. Kicked off the whole film franchise.
There was more than 2 Airbuds?
There are so many Airbuds. If you could look up the list, because the person who created that rap song suggested after 11 real Airbud movies, other Airbud movies, but none of that worked because Kevin DeCiccio, yeah. Go ahead, name them off.
Let's see.
As quickly as possible.
Airbud Golden Receiver, Airbud World Pup, Airbud 7th Inning Fetch, Airbud Spikes Back, Air Buddies, Snow Buddies, Space Buddies, Santa Buddies, Spooky Buddies, Treasure Buddies, Super Buddies, Santa Paws series, The Search for Santa Paws, and Santa Paws 2, The Santa Pups.
I mean.
Jesus.
But none of that gave enough money to Kevin, the one credited for creating the Airbud character in the 11 movies. Didn't come up with much of a paycheck from Disney, and currently at a homeless shelter in San Diego.
Brutal.
He's nearing the end of his 90-day limit. He has COPD, so he needs power to use his oxygen machine. And I guess some friends have now organized a GoFundMe page to help him get into assisted living. I don't have the link right now. As of this writing, which I believe was maybe a couple days ago, was at a whopping $10,000.
Oh, wow.
So I feel like he might need some more. And if you were curious about Buddy.
Oh, I have it here. I could give you the update.
What do we got?
It's only a little bit over that. They're going for $200,000, and they got $12,080 on this GoFundMe here.
It's another 90 days, maybe.
Only 12 people have donated.
That's sad. Well, the dog died, so I feel like that's probably a huge hit on his bank account. Kevin found Buddy as a stray in 1989. Then he made all that money from the Airbuds, and then he passed away in 1998 from cancer.
Oh, I'm sorry. 12 people just donated. So,
oh, my gosh. They must be listening. Thank you so much.
282 donations.
Gosh, only have time for a couple more. Do you guys want to cry? Do you want to hear about what Denzel Washington got cut from the new Gladiator? Actually, I'm going to make you cry anyways, and I wish this got cut from just all of the things.
I will not cry.
Consider this a dating anniversary gift from Mark to his wife, Priscilla. And get your ear bleach ready. Have you seen this at all?
I don't know what it is.
He got in the studio with T-Pain. He has renamed himself Z-Pain.
Oh, Mark Zuckerberg you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. And they have released an acoustic version of Get Low, which apparently was the song that brought him and his wife together.
All right, I'm listening.
I have a little clip for you.
One more time.
It's Mark Zuckerberg.
This is not acoustic.
The softer version of it.
From the window.
But here's an update. Proceeds from the cover are going to Save the Music, a nonprofit that supports music education by donating instruments and music technology to public schools. And I will go ahead and donate to that if we can just delete that cover from the earth.
That was rough.
Forever. So it doesn't appear to be...
I thought it was a little catchy. All the auto-tuning.
If you could, I don't know if you can find it in time, but he did like a whole post on Instagram of him like at the studio in his cool chain.
Mother effer.
Watching T-Pain and the producer, like the studio set up, like here they are mixing up my wife's anniversary gift.
I guess it's sweet. It's a nice thing that he did. It just, to me, it kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's but when you're a billionaire, I guess you can do whatever the hell you want. And speaking of billions, congratulations to this gal right here. Wait for it.
Britney Spears.
Britney Spears, Baby One More Time video passes 1 billion views on YouTube. Have a fantastic weekend. Lots of things. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, Twisters is going to be on Disney Plus, I think. Football, Yellowstone, Dune Prophecy, the show. And most importantly, some relaxation. Follow your dreams at me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. And most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. When we come back, C-Lane will bring you This Week in Florida. Everything bananas, bonkers, and nuts that happened in Florida in the last week or so.
Bananas, bonkers, and nuts.
Everybody's been saying this. It's huge
Nobody's
out
saying
there.
it.
If it's bananas, bonkers, and nuts, it's in This Week in Florida. And it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Hate it.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Authorities and emergency crews have opened up that left lane southbound on Florida's Turnpike between Hancock Road and Oakland Exchange. Northbound, there's no lanes blocked, but expect bumper-to-bumper traffic in both directions there. There's an accident, a disabled vehicle off to the right shoulder on I-4 westbound before South Street, causing a bit of delays through the city. Just travel with caution on the roadways. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Do you already have a mortgage and you're wondering if it's any good? Well, wonder no more and go to thatmortgageguydawn.com and compare your quote. It's so easy. A recent study showed that less than 20% of people compare the first mortgage quote they get. So don't be a slacker. Get peace of mind right there at your fingertips by going to thatmortgageguydawn.com. We go to the website, upload your quote, and That Mortgage Guy Dawn will tell you if it's any good. Simple as that. Get the process started today with an expert and a friend that you could trust by going to thatmortgageguydawn.com.
Don't miss the book, compare your quote with thatmortgageguydawn.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Get up to 50% off New South Windows and Doors. Visit our showroom on November 16th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. for 40% off. Want that extra 10% off? Show your U.S. military ID or bring a Toys for Tots donation. Visit newsouthwindow.com/50 for details.
All 2024s must go. It's the model year-end event at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. New 2024 Nissans from $18,900. Make no payments till 2025 and 0% interest at Sutherland Nissan Orlando, home of the lifetime warranty. VIN number RL897631. MSRP $20,050. VIN number 5104975 plus tax and fees with approved credit.
Only Zero Res cleans with a patented ZR Clean, which eliminates the need for harsh soaps, shampoos, or detergents. This safe and effective cleaning process leaves zero soapy, sticky dirt attraction residue behind, so your home will stay cleaner longer. Visit OrlandoZeroRes.com.
If you're thinking about getting a Lenovo gaming computer, go straight to the source, Lenovo.com. Why? Because that's where you'll find the biggest savings on great gear, like the Legion Pro 5 gaming laptop and Legion Tower 7 Gen 8 gaming desktop. The best price on a Lenovo is at Lenovo.com, with PCs up to 53% off. So go directly to the source and save big this holiday. Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
As a founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports Network, Capital One wants to help you hear more about today's top female athletes. Learn more about your favorite teams and keep more money in your wallet with no fees or minimums on checking accounts and no overdraft fees. Just ask the Capital One bank guy. It's pretty much all he talks about. In a good way. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One, N.A. member FDIC. Brought to you by the Capital One Quicksilver Card. As a founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports Network, Capital One wants to help you hear more about today's top female athletes, learn more about your favorite teams, and earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, everywhere. Plus, there's no limit to the amount of cash back you can earn, and rewards don't expire for the life of the account. It's that simple. The Quicksilver Card by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. At Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale, get a king for the price of a queen and a free adjustable base with select Sealy beds.
Candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 689-305-2853. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 689-305-2853. That's 689-305-2853.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
Bartesian brings you the warm, inviting sound of a holiday cocktail being crafted in the comfort of your home. Bartesian is the premium cocktail maker that, at the push of a button, creates over 60 seasonal and premium cocktails, each in under 30 seconds. Visit your local Walmart to see our most compact cocktail machine, the Bartesian Duet, in action. Pick one up for yourself at Walmart or on Bartesian.com. That's BARTESIAN.com/cocktail.
The Big Bang Theory, tonight at 7, only on CW18.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, dollar, DOLLAR. That's dollar. Enter it now at realradio.fm. Good luck.
The most viral newsroom on the planet is still humming along. This is
in Florida in just a matter of moments. Then we get to you, your input. We got tons of stories. We need to talk about all of the viral stuff from this week, and we will work it all in here on the show. But when I think of bananas, bonkers, and nuts, I think of This Week in Florida, friend.
Stop trying to make bananas, bonkers, and nuts happen.
People have been going nuts over this. They have.
It was the first
bananas.
I've heard of it. For those that are newbies like me.
It's the first he said it, actually.
No, there's a lot of drama and excitement swirled up over this. Yeah.
Courtney phrase?
No, it's just a general phrase that people have been using, and it's popping off right now. So when you want to think about things that are bananas, bonkers, and nuts, you think about this week in Florida. Are you ready to do this thing, C-Lane?
Ready, Sean.
Here we go.
Giving you a recap of the most groan-worthy stories in the state. It's This Week in Florida.
That's right. The weekend is here. It's time to take a trip around the great Sunshine State and see some of the craziness that has gone on in the past 7 days or so. And I have a bone to pick with some of you.
Oh.
Okay.
Some of you listeners, not all of you, but a few of you. And
Most of you.
And Sean.
Oh, me too.
Perfect. That's bananas.
Sean does this more often. He fuels this practice of reaching out to me and saying, "Oh, good news, C-Lane. There's a stupid moon in the air. There's a super rare beaver red pony unicorn moon with wolf's blood and tiger urine. I don't know.
Just trying to help you out, man.
I don't care about the moon, but this I would have thought was cool. This celestial event I would have liked to have seen, and some residents looking up in the skies this week, namely Monday night and early Tuesday morning, might have seen fireballs lighting up over the earth.
Okay, now we're talking. That's cool.
Over Florida.
Fireball, Florida.
According to the American Meteor Society, any fireballs seen were likely in the northern Torrids meteor shower. It's much like the southern Torrids, just active a bit later in the year, the website reads. Obviously, you guys know this because you've been to the AMS website plenty of times. When the two showers are active simultaneously in late October, early November, there is sometimes a notable increase in fireball activity. The meteor shower is active through December 2nd, but its peak took place early this week, and that's where the Earth intersects the dust cloud left by Comet Encke.
This is crazy. I have one of the videos of this, and it's a really intense thing in the sky. Right
Are
here,
you sure it's from the meteor shower?
Yeah, this is it.
Whoa. See?
That would have been cool to see.
I would have gone outside for that.
It's like full daylight for a second when this thing goes over.
Also, I'm surprised that didn't make more news. That screams alien to me.
It's stunning to watch this and how it lit everything up.
Wow.
Really kind of beautiful, actually. Wow.
And it's weird because I didn't know about the meteor shower. So if I would have seen that, I probably would have been like, wait a second. Because I know that other places in the country this week saw some burning in the sky because some of the older SpaceX satellites, the Starlink satellites that were in need of a replacing, they deorbited them and they burned up in the atmosphere.
They're already running out?
No, they're already phasing out the old ones.
Oh.
It's like old iPhones that don't get the new OS. You just
There's something so wild about seeing pitch black turned into daylight in just a moment's time. There's something about that. It makes me think if we could put something else up there and have an artificial sun, they could do this whenever they wanted to.
Well, they've done tests like that where they'll do more like an artificial moon, where they'll have a huge aluminum foil reflector.
Yeah.
And then wasn't there a thing where we could schedule?
Yeah,
or
what
we
happened
could
to that?
buy a sect of time where we just light up our city block or light up our neighborhood just for a couple hours.
There was some website that promised they were going to sell that, and then I never heard anything else about it.
Anyway, if you saw the fireballs over Florida this week, lucky you. This next one I had to double, triple check because I couldn't believe that 2 weeks in a row we would talk about this same animal on the loose. Do you remember what we talked about last week?
Monkeys.
No, it's not. It's not the monkeys.
Sean, do you want to take a guess?
In Florida specifically.
I already know.
Peacocks?
No.
Kangaroos.
A kangaroo.
Oh, kangaroo.
Another kangaroo. And this time, even more adorable, a missing baby kangaroo in a diaper. There was definitely two polar opposite responses there. Missing baby kangaroo in a diaper prompted a bizarre search in a Central Florida community on Wednesday. The Hernando County Sheriff's Office said the unusual search started near an elementary school after the kangaroo wearing a blue harness and diaper was reportedly last seen hopping towards plantation palms. The sheriff's office posted an update stating that the kangaroo was last seen near the wind chime tree at one point, and then 10 minutes after that, they said the outback safari was over. The 4-month-old kangaroo was captured in Plantation Estates. Now, weirdly enough, that story mentions 0 things about any charges. Last week's guy got cited for expired Class 3 license, improper caging, and failure to notify or report the escape within 12 hours. So I guess this guy was doing everything right, notified in time.
Yeah.
Didn't have improper caging. Who knows? But no charges were mentioned for the owner of this adorable diapered kangaroo. Have you guys ever been in a house that has a sunken living room?
Yeah, I had one growing up. My house, my parents' house.
Okay, there's rumors that that's coming back. The sunken in living room.
Really?
Some people say it. Some people think that that's just like some BS because they're trying to sell some houses that people don't typically think are cool.
Ours felt very dated, I'll tell you that. When we would very rarely go into this living room. We didn't use it much, but we had a sunken living room.
I always thought they looked kind of cool. I mean, yeah, they can be dated, but they can also be a lot of fun. They are not very fun right now for a Tampa couple because their insurance company has denied their flood claim after it was discovered the insurer spotted a 3.5-inch step, not foot,
inch,
3.5-inch step, and classified their living room as a basement.
That's ridiculous.
Food says food waters. Floodwaters rushed through Jamie Giangrande Holcomb's family home and ruined everything in the living room when Hurricane Helene hit the Sunshine State in September. The extensive damage prompted her and her husband to file a claim through the National Flood Insurance Program. However, an insurance adjuster said the 3.5-inch step down from the entrance to the living room means the area is technically classified as a basement and not included in their flood coverage.
That's insane.
What a crock.
What a dick.
Jamie tells WFLA it's ridiculous to even come out and say the word basement in the state of Florida is comical. Jamie, there's plenty of basements in the state of Florida, but I wouldn't call your sunken-in living room one of them.
No.
You could be like us, or you could be just one of the healthiest, most exercisey people in the world and still run into trouble. And that was what happened, unfortunately, for Adam Brown. They knew him in Tampa as the Bayshore Walker. He made headlines for his unwavering commitment to his daily walks. You see, this gentleman walked at least 5 miles a day for 5,263 consecutive days, pushing through relentless heat, hurricanes, and even recovering from the flu, COVID-19, and Lyme disease. He walked 5 miles a day through all of that. And then after some pain, his brother, who is a doctor, convinced him to get an MRI, and they found a cyst on his spinal cord. This guy.
Oh, no.
He began doing this at age 23. This is over 14 years ago that he started these walks, and he weighed 305 pounds. He made the life-changing decision to embrace fitness and nutrition, shedding the extra weight and transforming himself into a lean, strong version. You can't get that back.
Still a virgin, but
no.
Lean and strong now.
He transformed himself into a lean, strong version of the funny big guy he once was. Walking wasn't just exercise, it was his daily ritual. The sudden halt was a profound emotional challenge as the routine, like walking 5 miles a day had become a part of him. He'd done this over 14 years.
Yeah, but what's the point of an article like this? To make other people who are thinking about bettering themselves and starting to
That's what it's
exercise?
done for me.
Like, look, even if you do like this guy and walk 5 miles a day, you're still going to die.
Yeah.
It seems kind of doomer.
He's committed to embracing a new path. His story, they say, is a testament to resilience. Even when life changes course, it's possible to stay committed to health and find strength in transitions.
So he's not dead?
No, he's not dead.
Okay,
He's just was in a lot of pain, and he had to recover from this.
That much
Good.
anymore.
And he had to break his 14-plus year streak of walking 5 miles every day.
That's pretty
I
impressive.
would have broken the first week. In Jacksonville, a woman says she was wholly ghosted by a pastor who actually has a dark past as a sex offender.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
That was before the pastoring?
He has some side gigs, and Deborah Ficklin wanted to throw a surprise birthday party for her coworker on the West Side. What she didn't realize was she was just throwing money away. She said the pastor wanted money for the DJ, the venue, the everything, and he wanted a deposit for all of that. She hired a man named Travis Frazier off social media for $1,200. In addition to being a caterer, he's a pastor. And after exchanging dozens of text messages, Ficklin said he just stopped responding. Hence the holy ghosted.
Right.
We would like to trust everyone at their word, especially a man of God, says Pastor Ron Wise. This is a different pastor who leads Wise Choice Ministries in Spring Park. But they say Frazier was later found in the sex offender database in... do you have to do one thing to get into each of these? Because he's in a bunch of databases, guys.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my God. You don't want to be in any databases if
How
possible.
did the church that he was pastoring not know that?
That's why he has to pick up these DJ gigs. And by pick up DJ gigs, I mean take people's money and then ghost them. Frazier's in the sex offender database in Oregon, Illinois, Minnesota, Utah, Texas, Missouri, Kansas, and Florida, stemming from a 2007 conviction. So just one conviction, multiple databases.
Hold on then. Why isn't it a national database? So he could go to some states that aren't the ones that you just mentioned and be like, ta-da, no
I live by a school.
That's not good.
I wonder what the case was.
It says 2007 conviction that involved an adult female. So not even like a child sex offender. Just
an actual.
Just a sexual offense.
Hold on. I didn't mean to say an actual sex offender, implying that child sex offenders aren't. I meant a different type.
Right.
Sorry, that came out really bad.
Still a sexual offense, just without the added creepy value. Over to frostproof.
Bananas and nuts.
Over to frostproof Florida. A man and a teenager were arrested following a burglary and battery. According to Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd, who is ready for another soundbite, a group of juveniles had been aggravating and harassing 54-year-old Everett Brown. So Everett Brown called the cops. The 14-year-old recently kicked in Brown's door and hit him with a red broom handle. That's called burglary and battery, said Grady Judd. Felonies. So when he went to call the sheriff's office, deputies went out there to investigate. And while deputies were investigating and processing the scene, they saw Brown's cocaine and paraphernalia in plain view in the house.
Come on, man.
So they arrested Everett Brown, too. And it says, Everett, this is Grady Judd talking, forgot to hide his cocaine before he had us investigate the crime. So he went to jail for possession of cocaine and paraphernalia. I told you, you can't make this stuff up. Let's see. We have a 36-year-old suspect arrested after he showed up at a restaurant and installed a tracking device, cyber stalking, and not having a state-issued license. He put a GPS tracker on his ex's car, showing up at her lunch date. You don't do that. There was a big group of people left homeless after Hurricane Milton, and that was the Tampa Bay Rays, as you've seen pictures of the Tropicana Dome.
Did they get that fixed? Because that thing was shredded really, really bad.
It's going to take them a while, and they can't play in it this season.
Oh,
so
wow.
Instead,
is there another field?
There is. The Tampa Bay Rays are going to play their 2025 season in Yankees Steinbrenner Field, which if you've been to a concert or been to a football game at Raymond James Stadium, it's pretty much catty corner from there. It's right there, right across the street.
That's where the Yankees do their spring training?
Exactly. And it says they have the division rival Yankees to thank for no longer being homeless for the 2025 season. The Ray Stadium Tropicana Field in St. Pete is unplayable for at least the upcoming season due to the impact of Hurricane Milton last month, which tore most of the roof off the dome, leading me to ask, can you just leave it roofless? Like, what would you need to do to say, hey, this is going to cost us a lot of money, or we could just turn this into a regular old stadium? Not really sure. A woman arrested for political sign injury on Pensacola Beach. Tiffany Gherkin is charged with battery on a person 65 or older, damaging property. A villager who runs a home watch service was arrested at Publix for attempting to leave with $99.55 worth of unpaid merchandise. When they confronted him, he tried to pay for it, and they're like, no, we're calling the cops. You had your one chance to pay for this, and you didn't. A woman is going viral after frogs have taken over her garage. Teeny tiny frogs, but still nightmare fuel for my wife and her mother. And last but not least, I don't know what's going on in this story. A Miami man was arrested Wednesday after he allegedly stabbed his brother in the neck for talking over the food while he was cooking.
That's what you get. Yeah.
Not taking over the food, talking over it. I thought maybe he's a spitter, but to me it just sounds like, whoa. We're listening to the food right now.
Oh, got
Stop talking.
Stab in the neck.
Alexander Rodriguez stabbed his brother with a kitchen knife at their Miami home after the two got into an argument. Detectives interviewed Rodriguez. He told them he got irritated when his brother was talking over the food. He was booked into jail on charges of attempted felony murder. And that's it for this week in Florida.
Thank you, C-Lane. That was bananas, bonkers, and nuts.
No, it
folks.
wasn't, Sean.
You were here. You experienced it. You'll remember the day that this went down. And
BBN,
my God,
baby.
What a time it was.
Okay.
Great job.
I got instant answers. Because the stadium had a roof, they don't have proper drainage for the rain, so they can't leave the dome open because every time it rained, it would flood and ruin everything.
Okay, call me crazy. Maybe stronger roof.
Next time, yeah, for sure, because this thing was a disaster. But can they blue tarp it? Can they just toss over like a hurricane blue tarp?
That's a lot of blue tarp.
It would be. It's a big stadium. What a mess. You're building a stadium where a lot of hurricanes hit. They really did not think about this enough.
I think they did think about it. They thought we want a stadium that we could use even when it's raining. But maybe not.
But cover it up with something more than what they did because it got ripped to shreds in the hurricane. It just wasn't good enough to survive that. All right, let's work in a couple of dispatches here. Let's see what we got. Here's OMG, it's Price hanging out with us on the show today.
First dispatch.
Oh, I think I might have kept him down. No, I didn't keep him down. Here it is right here.
Hey, junkies. Price here. First dispatch. Sabrina, you just disappointed me so bad, so much. I can't believe it. I'm usually with you like 100% of the time. Like,
losing my team.
I'm not surprised that Sean doesn't like the Get Low cover. C-Lane, I'm with you on this 100%. This Zuckerberg and T-Pain Get Low cover gives me life. Like, when I first saw it, immediately my eyes widened to the sides of globes, and I couldn't get to YouTube fast enough to listen to the whole thing. It is fantastic. And I feel like anybody who really doesn't like it either hasn't listened to it all the way through or just, I don't know, just doesn't like fun as much as they should. And Sabrina, I feel like that's not you. Please give this another chance because it is excellent. Wiggles and pops.
He was won over by this thing, man.
All right, so he is right. I did not listen to the entire thing. At the moment I started to listen to him, like Mark Zuckerberg. Okay, enough. Man.
That's the problem. I think Mark Zuckerberg attempting to release any sort of musical performance.
He put on a chain and wears like baggier clothes and gets a fade, and all of a sudden he's a music guy. But if you think it's fun, I mean, OMG, it's Price, and I agree a lot as far as hip hop. I love T-Pain. And he was
not Zuckerberg, though.
I just
not Z-Pain?
No, not really. But I'll give it a full listen, and then I will perhaps retract my statement.
I think Mark Zuckerberg attempting to release a hip hop song in any form is an uphill battle because people think of him as this mega nerd who has all the money. What do we want to hear from you? If you had released that same song with Post Malone singing, you'd be like, this thing slaps. You got T-Pain producing it, for God's sakes. It's gonna be a decent performance, or it's going to be a decent production. I just think that people hear Zuckerberg and they go, this guy, we're not listening to this.
There's also a huge appetite right now for taking any kind of song, like a rap song especially, and making it country, like Shaboozey did. That was one of the big songs of the year so far. The people love that kind of stuff. When you get somebody who kind of takes a rap song and makes it country, or takes a country song and makes it rap, moving things around from genre to genre. All right, we'll take your thoughts as we continue on with the show. The dumbest invention ever. We got to talk about that in just a little bit. The movie that is going to absolutely bomb, and some very good news for all of us. What's that? Well, it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
The right lane's blocked southbound on Florida's Turnpike, causing bumper-to-bumper traffic southbound between Hancock Road and Oakland Exchange there. There's a disabled vehicle on I-4 westbound before South Street, causing a bit of commotion. An earlier accident where Reinhardt Road meets Highway 417 in the Seminole area. Just travel with caution on the roadways this afternoon. And if you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Florida Power and Light.
Florida needs a power company that's storm ready. That's why FPL works year-round to keep the power on and restore it safely and as quickly as possible when needed. FPL, working for you every single day. Get ready at fpl.com/storm.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 689-305-2853. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 689-305-2853. That's 689-305-2853.
Hey, Central Florida, if you want a nicer, newer car, get ready. My prices are dropping. RC Hill here. It's autumn, and I want to help you rake in some savings. At RC Hill Mitsubishi, we're focused on affordability. My finance specialists hustle hard to help you find a low rate and a monthly payment that fits your budget. That's what my Perfect Payment program is all about. Save huge on a new 2024 Mitsubishi with a lifetime warranty and 2 years of free factory maintenance. Or check out over 200 certified used cars, SUVs, and sports cars. Plus, at RC Hill, you get your price and payment in 15 minutes. So if you hate your current ride, leave it behind. And I'll take it even if it's rusted or busted. And I'll give you way over trade value. But hurry, don't leave me hanging. A deal this good won't last long. I'm RC Hill. I'm your car dealer next door. RC Hill Mitsubishi and Used Car Superstore. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com. And if you need to sell your car today, visit rchillbuyscars.com. We pay you on the spot.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced.
Hey guys, Jim Colbert here for Life Imaging FLA. You know, every time I scoot to the table during Thanksgiving dinner, I am thankful for another year of eating wonderful food with family and friends, and that is what life is all about. But if you don't take care of yourself, those will be limited experiences, and that's where Life Imaging FLA comes in with their free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value, and look, what happens is this. They give you a glimpse inside to make sure your heart is healthy. When I got my scan, my heart was fine, but there were other issues we found. Took that to my primary care doctor, and off we go into taking care of me for years to come. And while you're there, it's imperative. Ask about their cancer screening as well. And remember, there are no dyes or injections. You don't have to take your clothes off. The entire process only takes a few minutes. And it's easy to make your appointment. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say the keyword free heart scan. That's right, dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. They will connect you in seconds. Guys, make that call today. Take care of your long-term health care with Life Imaging FLA. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Happy holidays. Welcome to Total Wireless. How can I help you?
Oh, my phone is panicking. It thinks I'm trading it in.
No worries. At Total Wireless, you get 50% off the Total 5G Unlimited plan when you keep your phone.
Really? 50% off and I get to keep my phone? Wow.
Yep, that's as low as $25 per month for one line when you sign up for AutoPay.
Visit your Total Wireless store today. Restrictions apply. Compatible device required. Available exclusively online and in Total Wireless retail stores.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Yes, I've got a leaking...
To leave us a testimonial saying how happy you are with our service, press 1.
But you haven't even...
For all other inquiries, please hang up.
Wait, what?
Hang up and call Frank Gay. We're busy watching the game.
You know what? I think I will.
When you have a leak, you need solutions on your schedule. A helpful expert who can find the problem and fix it fast.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
The free iHeart app goes everywhere you do, because it's always on your phone and ready for whatever you're in the mood for.
Even better, when you plug your phone into Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, the app becomes part of the dash with a seamless way to listen to your favorite radio stations, the latest must-hear podcast, or a custom playlist to get you focused. And with the holidays on the horizon, the app makes the perfect shopping companion while you search for the ultimate parking spot.
There it is!
Try Apple CarPlay or Android Auto with the iHeart app today.
iHeartRadio. 0% interest. It's the model year-end event now at Sutherland Nissan Orlando.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, dollar. DOLLAR. That's dollar. Enter it now at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total chaos.
Want to learn more about the show? Go to thenewsjunkie.com. That's thenewsjunkie.com. While you're there, you can send us what we call a dispatch, and that's how you get your opinions and thoughts on the show. It's just one visit away, and it's free for you to join. So go over to thenewsjunkie.com right now. Some big news that's being ignored by so many people, and I think it's worth us focusing in on for just a moment or two here, is that these folks in the Carolinas that were wrecked by Hurricane Helene, they have just been left behind. It was like a pop on the radar. Everybody said, look at these horrific videos of all this flooding and stuff. And then they said, see you later. We got to go to the next thing. We're bored.
Looking back at that time, though, it was so much going on. Like, you saw the devastation of what had happened. And mind you, this was a hurricane that a completely different area, I think, had prepared for the worst of it. Mm-hmm. And then you see that decimated. And what was it? A week later, less than, they were like, we got another one.
Yep. Distractions.
And then there's an election.
Yeah, there was so many things that people focused on rather than this. They left these folks behind in the Carolinas. And I know now they feel like they're forgotten. And I saw a story about them getting these automated calls that you can't help you. Sorry, we're not allowed to help you right now. I think this is one of the messages that they have been had on their phones. It left as voicemails.
This is a call from the U.S. Small Business Administration about your SBA disaster loan application. Due to a lapse in congressional funds, new loan offers will be delayed until Congress provides additional funding for the disaster loan program.
Awesome.
We understand how frustrating this delay is.
What did you think?
Imagine this. You're just sitting there waiting, and they go, sorry, the government is inept, and we can't get you any monies.
But we understand how frustrating it is.
You must be just really frustrated with the idea that your house washed away and a bunch of politicians that are doing other things that are far less important than helping these people out can't get their things together and get you some damn money. That's so stupid.
Like, I imagine that these people, if they have any bit of a home left, don't have clean water to drink out of. Are there some place without electricity?
Yeah.
Have they accounted for everyone who's missing and dead?
There's still so many people in remote places that they don't really know. They don't know how many people are really in rough spots with this. But you need a disaster loan after something destroys your house. You need help getting back up and running. And they just give them a voicemail. That's it. You go right to voicemail.
How frustrating it is.
Yeah, so we'll see if the folks in Washington can get that together.
Having them say, we understand how frustrating this must be on the voicemail is very, very similar to picking your car up from a towing lot and the guy going, well, try to have a better day. You mother.
Yeah, enjoy my $500. That
I
goes
know you're
right in
saying
your pocket.
something nice, but I want to punch you in the face is the vibe that I get from that every time. Okay, remember, you can send a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com or send us an email, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Put anonymous on top if that's what you'd like to be. Brr, they say. It's going to get cold before Thanksgiving. This sounds nice to me. all through.
Have you been
the
outside
United
today?
States. No, is it good out there?
It's gorgeous out.
Oh my God!
I felt the shift this morning. It was pretty awesome. Like there was a gust of wind, very light rain when I'm walking Carl, and all of a sudden I'm like, it just dropped 10 degrees.
Love it. I like this.
I'm getting my cardigan and sweating 2 hours later.
I know there's kind of a thing that Courtney's nieces are going through. I've told you that they just recently moved here from Pennsylvania, and they're having a hard time getting into the spirit of November and December with the temperature. They go, what the hell is this? I love when you get a little blast of cold. Now, some of you are like, what is this? And our Rochester friends are laughing at us again. And usually when they are laughing at us, we deserve it. But we are in for a blast of cold, which sounds real damn nice to me, dropping about 20 degrees or so before the holidays. Okay, before we go over to you and those dispatches, a couple of other things to catch up on. I know there was a bunch of people who freaked out after the election results there in Hollywood. Oh, boy. And the celebrities, whoa, boy, just melting down. They're very upset about all of this stuff. And one of these people, unfortunately for Disney, is an actress by the name of Rachel Zegler. And she posted after Donald Trump got reelected, F Donald Trump, and made Trump supporters and Trump himself never know peace. She follows this up because I'm imagining somebody at Disney said, come on.
Oh, boy.
What are you doing? Because this woman keeps saying a lot of like the PC kind of stuff and a bunch of things that have turned people off because she's going to be the next Snow White. And they have had so many problems with this Snow White movie that they keep kicking it down the road. They have to reshoot it, redo it. Controversy after controversy.
Do we use little people? Do we not use little people?
Yeah, that was one thing that they did. There were stand-ins for the shot, but they pushed them out in these photos, and everything about it has been like, we're not going to do the old-fashioned Snow White. This is going to be a new version, and a lot of PC
It's the fifth
stuff
version of it
attached to this movie. It's going to flop miserably. Like this is one of the movies that people will purposely not see because of all of these. You poke your thumb at people for long enough, they're not going to go see your movie. So she says, after saying, may Trump supporters and Trump himself never know peace. Hi, everyone. I would like to sincerely apologize for the election post I shared on my Instagram last week.
I was in my grumpy era, and now I'm happy.
I'll let my emotions get the best of me, she said. Hatred and anger have caused us to move further and further away from peace and understanding, and I'm sorry I contributed to the negative discourse, says Snow White, a.k.a. Rachel
Really, the
Zegler.
vocab in both of those posts seems pretty, pretty alike, right? Pretty the same?
Seems, this is from some sort of handler, maybe, that has written this one?
Without a doubt. Well, go watch the movie again, huh?
Very different tone in the two of those. This movie, I'm so excited to see it come out. I think it comes out next year because this may be a bigger flop than the Joker movie.
I don't know. It might.
Man. I'm telling you, when you get out there,
teaser about it.
That's not it, though. The problem is when you get out there with all of these things that people get annoyed by, super political stuff, and like Snow White's not going to be saved by a straight white man, and you just start alienating people with stuff like that. Eventually, they won't go see your movie, and then you spent over $100 million, $200 million on a movie, and you don't have an audience left for it. And I think that's what's going to happen to this movie. People aren't going to take their families there. And then you screwed the whole thing up. That's why they tell you when you're a celebrity like this to just kind of toe the line. Don't piss half the country off. It's not a good idea. It's just strategically. So we'll see what you think. Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Send us a dispatch right there on the website. And the dumbest invention ever. Let's work this in since I teased it. It's happening right now. Pizza Hut has released a 3D printed pizza warmer that uses the heat from your PlayStation 5 to keep slices warm.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of dope.
So gamer kids can stay in their rooms for even longer. Now, just order a pizza.
See, my PS5 is right side up.
Oh, you got a PS5?
Yeah, Ben has.
Oh, man. I didn't even know you had that. Is that what you play games on? For some reason, I thought you played it on a computer or something. I don't know why. But you're going to get the Pizza Hut warmer, or are you going to keep yours vertical?
I think I'm gonna keep it vertical and just eat the pizza like a mad woman when it arrives at my door.
Nothing wrong with that.
So long as they read the directions of me saying leave at door and don't just keep knocking at the door.
Now when you said they released it, all right, you said it was 3D printed. So did they actually make any of them, or did they just release a file that people with 3D printers can download, and it's got it's the Pizza Hut warmer?
Good question. Let me see. Pizza.
That seems like
warmer.
no liability on us. Here's this free code. You guys burn up your own
Careful with your
house.
PlayStation.
It says Pizza Hut just unveiled a 3D printed pizza warmer that uses PS5s to keep your slices hot. The model is free to download, but you must fire up one of the best 3D printers to get it. And then they talk about what kind of 3D printer you need. It's Pizza
promotion.
WRMR is what it is, and you could print one out if you have a 3D printer. So congrats. Okay, we are going to take a quick break and come back with jury duty. Big updates in jury duty. All hell breaking loose over in New Zealand. There's some weird stuff happening out there. We're going to talk about all of it. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
Fellas, texters are blowing us up right now. We're getting more texts than we ever have. They're affirming Russ's statement that fried bologna absolutely looks like boobs.
Yes.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
Hey, this is Lincoln Kennedy. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Direct Auto.
The Eagles finally got a semi-easy win, routing the Commanders on Thursday Night Football, but it was ugly. Typical Philly, gritty grinding showed us once again they're just a good, not great team. They feast on bad NFL clubs through 10 games. They're heavy on talent and, in my opinion, light on coaching. There is a big gap between Philly and Detroit for NFC supremacy. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With a super low down payment to get started, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote today at directauto.com. Down payments vary. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Folks, Mills Air is there to help you out if you have any issues with your air conditioner, and these are big issues if they do happen to you. They have the best techs out there, and they know every single kind of AC that you might have and every kind of problem that you might have. So don't sweat it. Reach out to Mills Air, and they are going to help you. They're also a Carrier factory authorized dealer, which means they can get you up to $1,275 in rebates toward a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. You can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Give them a call, 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
Greetings from Daytona, where a band of dreamers took a strip of beach and turned it into a proving ground. The Great American Race, where year after year, greatness is the destination.
Start your engines, let's go!
So book your experience and soak in 500 miles of history and tradition. The Daytona 500, February 16th, 2025. Secure your seats now at Daytona500.com.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. Izervay or avastin-capted Pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
This is car accident attorney Jeff Kaufman with the injury law firm of Kaufman Lynn. It's hot, you're tired, the guy in the car in front of you is texting. You want to be mad, but you just finished watching 4 cat videos your wife just sent you. If it makes you feel any better, the guy in the car behind you is mad too. So put down your damn phone. If you or someone you know is ever in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, contact us at whenyouneedus.com or dial 407-500-JEFF. Offices, Orlando.
Bring your forecast into focus with West 2 News on CW18 and meteorologist Kellyanne Class.
My focus is on your day, every day.
West 2 News Sunrise on CW18. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10.
Let's watch TV.
What do you want to watch?
Big Bang.
It's one of my all-time favorites.
Kick your night off with a bang.
Every night at 7 o'clock.
Bang, bang. Let the good times roll.
Sounds like a party.
Did someone say party? Party's my middle name.
You know you want to watch.
I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it.
The Big Bang Theory, tonight at 7, only on CW18.
I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it.
What are you talking about?
Covering Central Florida, so you never miss a moment of what's happening. Every night at 10, Michelle Imparato, Jesse Pagan, and First Warning Chief Meteorologist Tony Manalfi. West 2 News at 10 on CW18. Local, live, late breaking.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans, drug coverage, and costs. See if you can save some money, and don't forget to make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Driving high will get you more than a DUI, like higher insurance rates, legal troubles, loss of your license, and potentially your life. Don't risk it. Stay alert, stay alive. Don't drive high. A safety message from the Florida Department of Transportation.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Your direct line to the heroes that saved Canada that one time.
From the newsjunkie.com. Those are much appreciated. Good to you for making it to the weekend. I knew you could do it. The haters said you couldn't, but look at you. There you are. You've done it. And thanks to everybody who has participated in the show all week long. We do appreciate you for doing that. Okay, we got a couple of things to touch on. One is, as you heard, announced exclusively by C-Lane earlier on today, if you were listening on our home station. We are, in fact, bringing back our annual bike drive. Yeah, that's right. And things have been sort of crazy for the last couple of years, and we walked away from that a bit, and then the station made it a station event, and it's something we've done for a long time, and people always liked the bike event each year because what we do is we lean on you and your goodwill to bring us new bikes that we then take and get dispersed for Christmas for underprivileged kids. And these young kids, you change their lives sometimes with something like this. They're young and they're poor and they're struggling, and sometimes they just need a W at the end of the year. And this is one for them for sure. And we have raised thousands, I'm sure, thousands and thousands of bikes over the years.
At this point, for sure.
Yeah, and we hope to do a huge amount this year as well. So we're working on final dates, and we got a venue locked in, and it's going to be a great event that we love to do, and we're happy to be back to doing the bike drive in December. That'll be back around. C-Lane was just sitting in the studio earlier, Sabrina, and Russ from the Monsters goes, "What do you got coming up?" And C-Lane's like, "All right." And then C-Lane goes, "Hey, we have about a month." And I said, "Oh my God, you should have blurted this out 3 weeks ago. What are you doing?"
Oh, you're right. It's on me.
Yeah,
Way
don't
to go,
wait for
C-Lane.
me. What do I know over here?
I mean,
I'll
time
forget
has
it every
been
time.
a fickle beast, just like
This
radio is. So I'm super excited for it. I'm also very excited once we can announce, which I imagine will be first thing next week, the venue. This will be new for all of us.
Yeah.
Well, most of us.
I think it's going to be good, though. I think it's a really great setup, actually.
Same.
Yeah. I think this will work out good for people who want to swing by and donate a bike and change a kid's Christmas.
Oh, there it is.
Tanya says, I love the bike drives. It's a fun time. It's a fun broadcast, and it's also something where we're giving back and doing something good, I guess. Well,
Can we
I guess.
say the date so people can lock that in or not?
I don't have it in front of me. I would have said it already.
It's going to be December 12th.
Yeah, December 12th will be our bike drive.
Thursday, December 12th.
For those of you listening anywhere, you'll hear a live show where we do all kinds of stuff, but we also focus on trying to get together to raise these bikes. We may try to find a way for people who aren't here locally to also be able to take part. That would be handy if we could pull that off. I don't know exactly how just yet, but we'll work on that for sure. And we thank our sponsor, Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm, for stepping up. He always steps up, donates bikes. And we have groups of people that get together that donate large numbers, sometimes hundreds of bikes for these young kids. And it's an awesome thing. So we're excited that we're going to be doing that. You said December 12th?
Yep.
Yes.
It's Thursday.
December 12th. On Thursday, December 12th, we will be doing that. Okay, let's see here. I wanted to get to, you think that our government is the one that's sloppy and weird and strange things happen, but it happens all over the world. And I saw that in the New Zealand Parliament, they just had these folks who did not like what one of the rulings was.
Talking about the haka?
The Maori people who were in the New Zealand Parliament to protest a bill at reinterpreting their founding treaty in the country. Now, this is one of those things where you go, okay, the Maori people think that New Zealand is their country and that all these other folks just invaded and took over. If you talk to an actual historian, and the Maori people did the same thing in like the 1400s or something to another group of people. So we always go, who are the people who are actually the folks who own these countries and this territory? But they want their rights enshrined in this particular bill. And they got pissed off that this happened in the New Zealand Parliament. And the scenes were just strange, to say the least. This is what it looked like when this all went down, and this is what it sounded like. Okay. It's so loud. They were like chanting.
You've seen this before.
I've never seen this before.
I've never seen this.
Yeah, you have. Just not in this setting.
In a movie?
This is just the I might be saying it wrong. Haka or maka?
It's a haka, yeah.
Haka, but that's like, it is, I think it's one of the coolest things ever. Typically, I mean, what?
It looks unhinged to me. It looks like it shouldn't be happening in a parliament of all places.
Okay, well, just the idea of it and what it's actually for and represents and everyone getting involved, I think that it's so cool. I mean, you'll see it when, like before sports games or welcoming somebody into their country or at a funeral, or it's just
They do that at customs?
They did. What?
It's so loud. Whatever's happening here is incredibly loud, and there's props and they're ripping stuff up, which I assume is the bill that they're upset by here. And they just are moving around now the parliament floor. Oh, there's protesters too up on the second half. So there's extra people that are doing this. That's why it's so loud there. Well, I don't know if this is going to solve any problems for them, but it certainly got some attention. And the BBC says New Zealand's parliament was brought to a temporary halt by MPs performing a haka amid anger over a controversial bill seeking to reinterpret the country's founding treaty with Maori people. We'll see if they iron it all out. There was also a 10-day march against the bill with these same folks. And will they be successful? I do not know, but we shall see. Here goes nothing. Let's work in dispatch real quick. Oh, no, we're running out of time. We got to do jury duty. Let me bring this up first. I'll save that dispatch. Right now, let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention. Before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass, you're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. If you get into an accident, you need somebody who's going to take care of you, who's going to listen to you and fight for you. And you know who's going to do that? Mo DeWitt. You can call him 800 even. Call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. Here goes nothing. We've got a bunch of stories, including an update on the Daniel Penny trial that has not gone to the jury just yet. That's the Marine dude who is charged in the manslaughter death of this Jordan Neely guy, 30-year-old homeless dude who was freaking out and attacking people on this subway in New York City. And now this has become like an explosive case up there. Really interested to see what the verdict is. If I was on the jury, it would be 100% not guilty. I think that this could cause bigger problems with people trying to intervene and help others when they're in danger. And it seems like we've got a massive movement trying to protect and celebrate the guy who was terrorizing everybody else in the subway car, as opposed to the guy who I believe stepped up and tried to help those people out. And even in their own words, they said as much, these folks did. But it's been very contentious, and he's facing 20 years in prison right now. So we wait the verdict here, but there has been some pretty interesting testimony, including Moriela Sanchez, who is a teenager from Harlem, who told the grand jury that she did not believe Penny was, quote, lynching Neely, because this is kind of language these lunatics have used in this courtroom, because they want to make it all about race when it had nothing to do with race. A key bit of the testimony. Question: did it appear to you that the white man was squeezing the black man's neck? She said no. He was trying to protect other people so that Neely wouldn't put his hands on nobody. Neely had a long history of assaulting strangers on the street and in the subway, including breaking the nose and orbital bone of a 68-year-old woman. In fact, Neely had more arrests than birthdays, 44 arrests by age 30. The reason he died was because the city let him down. New York City knew that this guy was trouble, that he needed help, and yet they kept throwing him back on the street, back on the street, back on the street over and over again. It's truly a shame that we don't have better plans for people like this.
I mean, the reason he died, though, is because that guy killed him.
Why did that guy put his arms around his neck?
Because he was threatening other people, but that is the reason he died. That's why he's on trial.
He was threatening and attacking other people on the subway, and somebody
he should see his day in court, not be dead.
Somebody finally stood up and stopped this lunatic from doing this, and he died as a result. Yes, I'm sorry that happens. It's unfortunate.
It doesn't seem like you are sorry about it. You're saying it kind of sounds like you got what he deserved.
Is it possible that I would be sorry that somebody died, but also think what they did led them to that outcome?
It is possible. Absolutely.
That's where I'm coming from, whether you believe me or not. That's where I'm coming from. I don't think just because somebody died, we should throw somebody else behind bars. I think this guy was trying to do the right thing and help people out. And I think a bunch of crazies have worked their way into this story to try to make it something that it absolutely is not. And they've said things like he held him for 17 minutes. This is not true. They're saying like there was no threat on this subway. This is absolutely not true. This guy went on there and said, I'll kill everybody. And he hit somebody, and he was bothering everybody on the train and scaring the hell out of them. And Daniel Penny stepped up and tried to help. And if you can't do that in New York City, or you go to jail for 20 years, the city's done. It's toast. That's you're not going to be able to continue like that. People already have enough issues with crime in New York City. This will only make things worse. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel about it. And we'll see how you feel. Let us know. Give us a dispatch. Go over at thenewsjunkie.com and tell us what you think as well. All right, we still got another hour to go, and we got many things to ram and cram into that hour, so we hope you'll join us for it. When we return, we'll get to an unwanted guest who just won't leave. Who are they? What's happening? That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a couple accidents to watch out for this afternoon. Colonial Drive westbound at Apopka Vineland Road, Forest City Road eastbound at Sand Lake Road. On the Greenway southbound at University Main Toll Plaza, there's an accident causing commotion there in Polk County. On US 27 southbound at Bates Road, bumper-to-bumper traffic due to an accident on Florida's Turnpike southbound at Hancock Road. Northbound lanes are being affected as well. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world, protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you. This earful of real radio is brought to you by justcallmo.com. Injured on the go? Justcallmo.com.
We want you to be like Ken, because Ken won $1,000 listening to Real Radio.
You are kidding me.
No joke, man. What were you doing when you heard the keyword?
I was listening to the Jim Colbert show.
You are a wise man, Ken. What will you do with the money?
I am going to surprise my wife with something.
I repeat, you are a wise man, Ken. You too can be like Ken. Listen for the keywords, enter on our website at realradio.fm, then answer your phone when you get the call.
Mills Air, been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. Carrier factory authorized dealer. Rebates up to $1,275 for brand new Carrier units. Turn to the experts. Carrier. And you can always turn to the experts at millsair.com.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
If a Lenovo computer's on your holiday list, make Lenovo.com your first stop. Find amazing deals on ThinkPad X1 Carbon Gen 12 laptops and get the best PC prices of the season. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
Hi, folks. Jimmy Petronas, Florida's Chief Financial Officer. Many of you are hurting after the hurricanes. These storms cause so much pain, and if you have property damage, there's two things I need you to know. First, we already have scam artists out there making all kinds of promises to homeowners if you just sign a few forms. Don't sign anything. Don't let anyone going door to door scam you into signing anything. Second, if you have hurricane damage and you haven't contacted your insurance company, please do that now. My job is to help you hold people accountable, including insurance companies, contractors, or anyone else. Call 877-MY-FLCFO, that's 877-693-5236, or go to preparefl.com with questions or to report abuse. This is a public service announcement from Jimmy Petronas, Florida's Chief Financial Officer.
We all think about buying a house instead of renting, right? But did you ever realize you're renting your electricity every single month? Yep, overpaying the power company and watching prices rise every year. This year alone, prices have jumped over 10%. Isn't it time you own your own power with Solar Source? I started with my pool heater going solar, and now I'm thrilled with Solar Source's pay-as-you-go system where I can save each month starting at only $99. Now, Solar Source isn't new to this game. They've been in business for nearly 40 years with the same phone number since 1984 and over 60,000 installations right here in Central Florida. They are the company I trust. Are you ready to stop renting your electricity? Switch to Solar Source today and start owning your own power. Switch to Solar Source today by going to solarsource.com/monster. Honestly, going Solar Source has been the best thing we've done all year. I absolutely love the company, and you save more money when you tell them you know Russ Rollins. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
Total Wireless totally has your back this holiday season. We give you up to 4 free 5G phones when you switch to the Total 5G Plus Unlimited plan. That's 4 gifts, 1 store. Plus, enjoy unlimited data that never slows you down. All for $30 a month or less when you get 4 lines. That's a holiday plan we can all get behind. Visit your local Total Wireless store to switch today. Total Wireless, we're totally with you. Actual speeds may vary by location. For data management practices, see TotalWireless.com.
Attention, our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to tell me the name of a country without the letter A in its name. You know it? Text your answer to 96551 and you will get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included. Be one of the first 50 to text the name of a country without the letter A in its name and go on a 5-day cruise. Text your answer to 96551. That's 96551. Be one of the first 50 listeners to tell me a country without the letter A in its name and get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals included, plus 4 days in Orlando for only $99. Text your answer to 96551. This is not a contest. It is a paid advertising by Guarantee Media with the purpose of soliciting sales on vacation ownership and not affiliated with iHeartMedia. Some terms and conditions apply.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
It's always a good time for donuts, so indulge in Shipley Donuts. Fresh-made donuts in delicious flavors from classic glaze to the Oreo cookie top treats, crafted with quality ingredients. Catering and online ordering is available. Visit Shipley Donuts, now open in Orlando on South Cimarron Boulevard.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassie's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D, GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips at the...
Weekend is upon us. We're just glad you're along for the ride. And if you've never, ever, ever joined us on the show, well, it's never too late to do that. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and send us a dispatch right now. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. Robert emails the show. He says, I used to think I should wait until the first week in December to get a Christmas tree, so we'll make it to Christmas. But then I found out that all the trees are all cut down at the same time anyway. So it seems logical to get it earlier and get it into
I didn't even
water
think of that.
Sooner rather than later. He said, I can't say it's a fact, but that's what I was told when I was in North Carolina, where most of our trees down here come from. That does make sense. I've heard things about what you put in the water below the tree to make it last longer.
Wasn't there a massive shortage last year, though?
I don't remember.
I thought that something had happened as far as like Christmas trees and the ones that are typically sold.
There has been
before.
There was a shortage. Yeah, there has been before for sure. I don't know what is happening this year, but I know they're set up already. They already have a huge, huge tent right around the corner from me, and they don't have the Christmas trees in there yet, but I did see a bunch of trucks yesterday, so I assume that's the trees that are arriving there. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. OMG, its price follows up about the Get Low cover from Mark Zuckerberg. C-Lane hit the nail on the head after my dispatch, but I think I still missed the plot. The point is exactly that Zuck is such a turbo nerd. If he wasn't, and if it was Post Malone or somebody, it might sound good, but it wouldn't be half as enjoyable. The biggest part of why it's great is because it is Mark Zuckerberg. Also, everything T-Pain does is incredible. Wiggles and pops, price. Thank you for the email. I agree on T-Pain. I like T-Pain. He's so talented. He has like a beautiful voice that he hid behind that damn auto-tuner for all those years.
It was the best show I saw at Bonnaroo. I was pleasantly surprised, but it was. I mean, I will go see him in concert any opportunity I have. He
seems like a very nice guy also. And I've watched him a couple of times on Twitch where he streams from time to time. And he's very good over there. It's fun to see somebody as talented as him do stuff like this. So one time I tune in, T-Pain's live streaming. There's like, I don't know, maybe 800 people watching, maybe less than that. And he takes some sound effect and he's actively turning it into the beat for a song. And he's just, rocking away on his computer. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's clicking all these buttons, putting this there, putting that there, plays it a couple times, and then boom, you got like this really cool.
He does what a couple times? Do that thing again we just did?
Plays it a couple times, and then boom.
Before the boom, you were like, he plays it a couple times.
Oh, no, there's enough for me doing that. I don't want any more visuals of me doing that.
One of the things that I never really learned to use, and I always wonder, because you see them in like every studio, are those MPCs, which is just like a grid of like 24 buttons or maybe more. Like, that's like a bunch of squares, and they're all pads that you're doing the beats with.
Yeah.
I just assume that you just load a sound to each pad and you're just like, doing the drums, you're drumming on the pads. But I've seen videos where people do that, then they hit one of the pads and that's the loop thing. And so now there's functionality in some of them and sounds in the others. And there's no screens. You just have to memorize which ones, but it's just like a whole different side of things that I've never learned.
And the thing is, you have to be so careful when it comes to DJs, because all of these videos where you see a DJ moving their hands around, twisting the knot, some of it is just nonsense.
Oh, you mean if I just did that?
You're just tweaking knobs.
It's always that.
And they're like moving the fader like this, and you go, hold on, I don't even know if you're doing anything right now. Some of that is part of the performance, I guess. Okay,
well, when you go to like an EDC, which just happened here in Central Florida.
Yeah.
Thousands upon thousands of people were there.
It's big.
And they have all these sets that are synced up to video walls and lighting and literal fire. How are you thinking that that's in any way improvised?
Yeah, that's true. It has to be timed out, and they know how to put on a show, man.
It's possible, but I don't find it likely.
I've seen some cool videos though, where you have some tech guy who has attached flames to like a tiny keyboard. He's like, "Watch this, beam, boom, beam, boom, boom," and it's like 7-foot flames going up on command.
Anytime you can have something like that on a button, there's something so fun about that.
It is. I saved it to the just okay, never gonna happen folder, but worth a shot, Austin.
All right, let's go over to Mar-a-Lago, where I did not know, but Sylvester Stallone was hanging out over there. And I guess not only is Sylvester Stallone a big Trump fan, but he may be the biggest of all of them. He's talking at this event. It says, America First Always.
Mega.
America First Policy Institute. And here's Sylvester Stallone.
When I did Rocky, if you remember, the first image was a picture of Jesus, and it says Resurrection AC Club. I found a church that had been converted to a boxing ring. So the image pans down from Jesus onto Rocky being hit.
Okay.
And at that moment, he was a chosen person, and that's how I began the journey.
All right, so he's telling the story of Rocky to segue into Trump, I'm assuming.
Something was going to happen. This man was going to go through a metamorphosis and change lives, just like President Trump.
Trump is Rocky. Rocky is Trump.
I think you heard that. I'm Rocky. We're in the presence of a really mythical character. I love mythology. And this individual does not exist on this planet. Nobody in the world could have pulled off what he pulled off. So I'm in awe.
He's in awe of Trump.
And I'll just say this, and I mean it. When George Washington defended his country, he had no idea that he was going to change the world. Because without him, you
Trump
can
is
imagine
Washington?
what the world would look like. Guess what? We got the second George Washington. Congratulations.
Yeah, somebody said he sounds terrible, says Slim Skady over on YouTube.
He sounds like he always has.
I'm going to be honest with you. He sounds like he just went to the dentist and he got like one of the shots that numbs your mouth up a little bit.
Novocaine.
I got like a little Novocaine in the cheek there. That's what it sounded like to me.
We're watching Sylvester After Dentist?
It could be. Yeah. He's just
Still sounds better than RFK Jr.
Trump is the second George Washington, he said. We're in the presence of a really mythical character. Nobody in the world could have pulled off what he pulled off. So he is, needless to say, a very big fan of Trump. And then when Trump got up, he talked about Elon for a bit, including this idea that I guess there's a lot of stories out there that say Elon just won't leave Mar-a-Lago. Elon went there, and it's almost like you had a party and then your friend isn't ready to go home necessarily.
We're just gonna go ahead and get ready for bed, and
we're having dinner in a bit.
Was there something not weird, but did something happen between Elon and Melania? Because I saw like the other day that Elania was trending.
Yes, because Elon won't leave, and they're saying he's going to fill in for Melania. Yes.
He just bought a massive compound for him and his 11 children, and he's just not going there.
No, he's at Mar-a-Lago. That's where the action is right now. And they were suggesting that Melania is going to leave, and he's just going to transform into Melania. And so here's Trump talking about this.
Relax. We have a man who has a seriously high IQ. You know, I'm a person that believes in high IQs, and this is about as high as they get. He launched a rocket 3 weeks ago, and then he went to Pennsylvania to campaign because he considered this more important than launching rockets that cost billions of dollars. Elon Musk. Elon.
Hey, Daddy.
What a job.
What a job.
What a job he does. He's a great, and he happens to be a really good guy. You know, he likes this place. I can't get him out of here. He just likes this place. And you know what? I like having him here, too. He's good.
There they go. Trump speaking at this event. And the other thing, let me see if I can bring this up here. It's in my bookmarks, but it's a little bit back. I saw this yesterday, and I said, holy cow, that's something else. Here it is. They said just as of, I think, this week, Nancy Pelosi has filed for re-election in 2026.
What?
She's currently 84 years old, and in 2026, she'll be 86 years old. If she won that election, which she very likely would win that election, then she would be as old as 92 in office, which has got to be up there. I don't know how old Robert Byrd was when he he might have been still serving when he died. That guy was epically old.
Robert Byrd.
Yeah, BYRD.
He died at 92.
I don't know if he was still serving then or if he had retired.
It's just a little blurb of the bird, but from 1959 until his death in 2010.
So he was 92 years old then?
Don't you want to vacation? Relax?
Some of them don't. Some of these folks think if you stop, you die. Some of these folks think they have that in their head. If I stop, I die, which is not untrue. I've seen that happen so many times. You got to have something motivating you, but I don't want you being an elected official at 9 billion years old. This is way past her prime. And you know what? Nancy Pelosi, to her credit, last interview I saw, even though I agree with her on virtually nothing, she still seems with it for 84. She still seems like her brain is functioning as it should. And seems more with it than obviously like Biden or somebody else. But she's going to run for re-election in 2026. She'll be 86 years old when that happens. Okay, let's see here. Let's go over to you. A lot of people are joining us on the show today, and I like that, for one. Here's Swilly hanging out with us with the dispatch.
Hey, everybody, happy today, and what a happy today it is. I finally got that stupid loan check in the mail.
Nice.
I've been trying to buy this truck for probably 6 weeks. I haven't had a vehicle in almost 5 years. For 3 of those, I was riding a bicycle, and for the last 2, I've had a little motorbike. But as you can imagine, in the rain and the cold, that kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm finally making things move. I got to get the truck de-lettered and then shake some hands and sign some papers, and boy, we'll have 4 wheels again. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Okay, goodbye.
You too. Congrats to you, Swilly. Big day there.
Do I not know what de-lettered is?
I'm guessing that this was like a work truck and they have to take the letters off the side, but that might be really dumb. I don't know. I'm not sure necessarily.
Or is it like...
it's violent, I'll tell you that
Like getting the title switched or something?
It might be. I'm not sure. Okay, let's see here. There is something I wanted to share with you guys. just because, welcome to my nightmares. This was a flight, and it was a 9-hour flight on Scandinavian Airlines from Stockholm to Miami. So this was headed into Miami, and they said this was some of the worst turbulence you could ever imagine. They called it turbulence hell on this flight. And it says the horrific event was captured by a startled passenger. It shows people being violently lifted up into the air and debris raining down around them. It caused chaos in the cabin, which led to the video taker saying, "We thought we would die." The caption also expressed shock at the amount of carnage. "Look at her feet touch the ceiling," it says. Let's watch this together for those of you on the stream here, because there is a video. Oh, that sounds bad. I have to tell you. Soda bottles flying around.
Good
God. Oh, my God. All right, that'll happen very, very fast there. Hang on, let me stop this. They said, shockingly enough, somehow, some way, nobody was seriously injured when this happened, but some of the people...
Define seriously. I thought I saw a guy's head hit the ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
Do
just
they
says,
not have, like, cabin cameras at this point?
I don't think they do.
Is that weird? I mean, wouldn't you want that?
They have them in school buses. You think they put them in airplanes.
Yeah. I mean, they have everyone who drives a car at this point.
I've never even heard of there being a camera in the cockpit. You have, obviously, the audio. But
Well, they take naps.
I don't know that there are any cameras on the plane, which they could very easily do if they wanted to. Well, that is a frightening thing, and luckily I'm not flying anytime soon. Well, I mean, maybe next month, but not right this second. What do you think? Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Send us your first dispatch right now. When we return, a man arrested and then released. The circumstances around this pretty crazy. And NASA gets into a fight. What are they fighting over? You're going to find out. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
All lanes are blocked due to a serious accident on Florida's Turnpike southbound between Hancock Road and Oakland Exchange. Traffic is being directed onto the off-ramp to Hancock Road. There's an accident on Colonial Drive westbound at Apopka Vineland Road. Watch out for an accident blocking multiple lanes on the Greenway southbound at University Main Toll Plaza. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Florida Power and Light.
Florida needs a power company that's storm ready. That's why FPL works year-round to keep the power on and restore it safely and as quickly as possible when needed. FPL, working for you every single day. Get ready at fpl.com/storm.
That mortgage guy, Don, is part of the Real Radio family, and that means he's taking care of your family. Don is a stand-up guy who's looking out for you. And when it comes to making these big life decisions like refinancing, buying your first dream home, debt consolidation, you got to work with someone who has your best interests in mind. And that's that mortgage guy, Don. Get the process started today with that mortgage guy, Don, and get peace of mind right there at your fingertips by going to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with that mortgage guy, Don.com.
Just Call Mo says drive responsibly this holiday season. But if you're injured, just call Mo.com.
Prescription products require completion of an online consultation with an independent healthcare provider and are only available if prescribed. Subscription required. Additional restrictions apply. See website for more details and safety information.
Is Cialis Daily really better than Viagra?
If you like spontaneity, the answer is yes. So when the mood strikes, you're ready to go.
I felt like a young man again. My wife is definitely much happier.
When you take it, you're ready to go. Does Cialis Daily last longer than Viagra?
Guys are raving that their results last even longer.
My partner thinks that I am a rock star.
Because it is effective, I say I'm on a second honeymoon.
It's literally life-changing.
Are 30-day sample packs available?
You can now access a 30-day sample pack at TryRexMD.com with generics at just $1 per tablet, if appropriate. Online approval at TryRexMD.com is simple, with medication delivered direct to your door. There's no copay, no doctor office visit, and your shipping is always free. Visit tryrexmd.com to get your sample pack. That's TRYREXMD.com.
Greetings from Daytona, where a band of dreamers took a strip of beach and turned it into a proving ground. The great American race, where year after year, greatness is the destination.
Start your engines, let's go!
So book your experience and soak in 500 miles of history and tradition. The Daytona 500, February 16th, 2025. Secure your seats now at Daytona500.com.
2025s are here. It's the model year-end event at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Check out the bold and colorful new 2025 kicks or used cars from $8,968. And your credit problems are no problem at Sutherland Nissan Orlando, home with a lifetime warranty. Plus tax and fees with approved credit.
The Orlando Magic will host 2 Emirates NBA Cup games at the Kia Center. See the team on Tuesday, November 12th against the Charlotte Hornets and Friday, November 15th against the Philadelphia 76ers. Tickets at orlandomagic.com/NBA Cup.
Football fans, are you missing the action because of blurry vision? Well, this November, score a touchdown for your eyes with a free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Simply text 1041 to 868686 now. They've been Central Florida's MVP in vision correction for over 3 decades. And with their 24-month interest-free financing, you can tackle the cost of LASIK without breaking the bank. Don't let poor eyesight intercept your game day experience. Text 1041 to 868686 now and see every play with crystal clarity. The Filatowski Eye Institute, bringing Central Florida into focus for over 3 decades.
It's always a good time for donuts, so indulge in Shipley Donuts. Fresh-made donuts in delicious flavors, from classic glaze to the Oreo cookie top treats, crafted with quality ingredients. Catering and online ordering is available. Visit Shipley Donuts, now open in Orlando on South Cimarron Boulevard.
Get up to 50% off New South windows and doors. Visit our showroom on November 16th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. for 40% off. Want that extra 10% off? Show your U.S. military ID or bring a Toys for Tots donation. Visit newsouthwindow.com/50 for details.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA.
Survey, get your GA going slower.
Izervay or avastin-capted Pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay, get your GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Attention, our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to tell me the name of a country without the letter A in its name. You know it? Text your answer to 96551 and you will get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included. Be one of the first 50 to text the name of a country without the letter A in its name and go on a 5-day cruise. Text your answer to 96551. That's 96551. Be one of the first 50 listeners to tell me a country without the letter A in its name and get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals included, plus 4 days in Orlando for only $99. Text your answer to 96551. This is not a contest. It is a paid advertising by Guarantee Media with the purpose of soliciting sales on vacation ownership and not affiliated with iHeartMedia. Some terms and conditions apply.
Hey, this is Kyle Brandt. You're busy. I'm busy. But every single Monday, we take 10 minutes to dish out 10 takes. NFL, life, whatever, but never more than 10 minutes. It's 10 takes with Kyle Brandt. Driving home from work? You got time for 10 takes. Taking a smoke break? You still smoke? You got time for 10 takes.
Listen to 10 Takes with Kyle Brandt on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search 10 Takes with Kyle Brandt and start listening.
The Big Bang Theory, tonight at 7, only on CW18.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D, GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out. This is the...
I think it's a good idea in just a moment. We'll get to more of your comments. A lot of emails rolling in. We'll try to get to those before the end of the show today. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for hanging out with us. I know from time to time when I could talk about these folks, I get emails, I get people asking me, what do you think about somebody like RFK Jr.? What do you think about what's happening with Trump's new cabinet? Sometimes I'm just responding to negative things. For instance, Robert Kennedy Jr. saying that they're going to take fluoride out of the water. I happen to think that's a bad idea. I don't think concerns about fluoride in water are sourced in any reasonable, credible waters. And I think that's kind of dopey. I also am somebody who doesn't have a big issue with simple vaccines like polio vaccines and all these other vaccines. I'm not going to get 8 million COVID vaccines, but you get the point. And from time to time, somebody will go, well, you just hate this guy? Well, no, of course. People are full of different views, and some of them I agree with and some of them I don't agree with. For instance, let me twist this around on you for once. Robert Kennedy Jr. has some ideas that I love, absolutely love, that I hope he's successful at.
The pranks?
Will he be able to? I don't think so. But for example, Robert Kennedy Jr. wants to get rid of pharmaceutical ads on television.
Interesting.
And I happen to think that that is a very good idea.
Those actors.
I know that
big break.
Pharmaceutical companies won't be fond of this because they make quite a bit of money and they run these ads to try to sway people over. But the relationship that pharmaceutical companies have with Americans is a bad one. It's showing us endless commercials, constantly showing us these commercials for medicines. It's having these salespeople, sales reps that work with the doctors to encourage them in various ways to sell their drug over the competitor's drug, as opposed to the doctor just doing what they think is the best for each individual patient. I think all of that is bad. I think that our healthcare system can be fixed because there's so many good things about our healthcare system. We just need to fix the bad ones. And you might not know this, but if you go, or if you listen to people from other countries, when they visit the United States, one of the things that they're most shocked by is all the pharmaceutical commercials on TV. Yeah. They just don't have that at other places. And you have to ask yourself, should they? Should we be advertising this stuff? I don't want that. It's bad in every way. So I am with RFK Jr. on a plan like that.
Well, okay, so, it can be bad. I think it's definitely too much. But do you think that people find out about certain drugs that they wouldn't normally find out from their doctors, or are we just moving it to, if there's no pharmaceutical ads, we just get all of our information from doctors?
I think that
where do you think that leads us if we get rid of the ads? I don't think it's a bad idea. I just wonder.
It's an interesting question, that's for sure. I mean, it reminds me of like the pill popping phase or pill clinics where they were having reps go into the doctors and be like, well, here are all the free samples and we'll make sure to send you a sweet bonus. And a lot of that stuff is illegal and ethically frowned upon, but that doesn't mean it wouldn't happen if that's the only source of where we get the pharmaceutical information.
There was just a movie about this. What was the movie about this?
It was the one with
Painkillers.
Yeah.
Painkillers. Okay, that movie, I think, highlights a real and actual thing that was going on where there's so much financial incentive to shove drugs on people. And that's not the best way to handle this. Now, to C-Lane's point, C-Lane's saying, well, what about discovery? And I'm not saying you should remove all advertising. Maybe you can allow for some print advertising, or maybe you can allow for particular types of advertising. But the lifestyle advertising, where they go, are you struggling from this and that? If you listen to, or if you watch television on streaming services, you know what the hell I'm talking about. Because the same commercial over and over and over, AstraZeneca or whatever the thing is that they're throwing at you at that moment. I don't like that. I think that is a bad system. And if it takes somebody new, an outsider, an anti-establishment type to go in and wipe that out, at least that issue I could get behind.
I think the pill mill problem happened more at the rep level than on TV, because I don't remember seeing a lot of ads that are like, "Are you in pain? Have some tender, loving OxyContin."
They didn't need to. There was such a drive for that OxyContin, man.
Like advertising water.
Yeah, I want him to do that too. I want that relationship to change. I think we should have a way for people to find out all of the options out there for them. Like if you're sick and you're struggling with this, here are all the options. And there's a lot of websites out there that will help people with this, but I don't like the advertising angle of it. I don't think that's good. And so I would agree with that. And there's stuff that I absolutely agree with Trump on, 100%. One of the things that Trump has promised to do, and I hope he's absolutely successful in this, is to take money from the universities and get rid of a lot of the endowments that are given to these universities and build and invest in a free online university that anybody can use, that anybody from any background, economically speaking,
Education Connection
could go to and get an actual university degree and an experience that broadens your knowledge base and helps you out. I think that's awesome. I love that idea. There's a bunch of different places that do stuff like this. What is it? Is it Clark? What is it? Something Academy with a K that has been trying to do this for years and years. And they've been Khan. It's Khan. Khan Academy has a huge array of free online courses. But we do two things in America. The first thing we do is we crap all over any school that's not some big prestigious university.
Absolutely.
You went to a community college.
You went to University of Phoenix.
You went to University of Phoenix? What is this crap? We crap on all of that, and we make it to be like a false reality where only a diploma from a university that you know of is useful.
When you said,
who cares?
When you said there was some sort of academy with a K, I tried Googling AKADEMY.
I mean, that's what I thought it was. Academy with a K.
Which is a real thing, but not the thing you were talking about.
Right.
Spelling academy wrong, not the best start.
You were already not doing great at academy.
He's talking about doing a federally funded online university that would give you free degrees and that anybody could go to. And it shouldn't matter where you go. What should matter is what kind of knowledge you have. And these places who are hiring people should have some sort of testing to go, is this person smart enough? Are they good enough? Will they be an asset to our business? Who cares if they went to Columbia or somewhere else? Some of the dumbest people I have met in my adult life have been college graduates. It is not something that is you go to college and the college experience makes you a more intelligent person automatically. I think this change will be big.
With some of the most successful people we know never went to college.
Yeah, I think that's an unfortunate thing, because what I want, really, and this is not just a United States thing, I want for anybody, let's say you grow up in the Democratic Republic of Congo in Africa to a poor family. Even those people, generally speaking, have access to the internet. I want the kid who grows up in that situation to be able to, through online access, when the person has enough of a drive to educate themselves and pull themselves out of whatever situation they were born into, if it's a bad spawn point. I dig that. I like that. So there are things that I enjoy about all of this and things that I don't like, and I try to judge them on an individual level. My Ty says, education is free. Read a book or learn it yourself. We have a setup in the United States where there's a blockade in place. And if you don't have a degree, you are blocked off from a lot of positions that you may still be qualified for. In fact, you have jobs sometimes that you look at and go, you need a college degree for this? It'll be some simple thing that anybody could do, but you're blocked off because you don't have that college degree. And I hate that. I think that's a stupid thing for multiple reasons. Some people want to hit the ground running. Some people don't learn well in institutions like that. Some people are too poor. Those are the people that I worry about the most. But that's how I feel about it. Let us know what you think on the way out. Send us a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com.
Do you think that would lead to more people, like, taking college seriously? Because right now, like, for the past how many years has there been this shift in people going, I don't need a degree to be successful. I just need experience. I need to get on the ground and start, diving into the field that I'm interested in, rather than just have a certificate from a teacher that said I did the work.
Yeah, I mean, I think this has long been an issue, but there's no perfect way to fix this, unfortunately. And you have to get people to respect these things institutionally. Like you said, University of Phoenix Online. That's a punchline, right? It's literally a punchline that people would make fun of.
Like in Better Call Saul, he went to like some sort of correspondence school. Like everybody else had their degrees from these accredited, highly respected law schools. Mm-hmm. Well, he had like a certificate or degree from the University of American Samoa or something like that, and so that was like part of the story there. But it's a thing. Like when you get these online schools and stuff, they catch a bad rap because of that.
Yeah, I agree. I think that, and that's weird because somebody who went to University of Samoa or University of Phoenix Online, it does not make them not as good as, let's say, an attorney for Harvard. It's about how good is the person at the thing.
Yep.
That person could be just blocked from doing it because they didn't grow up with certain things. They didn't grow up with parents that had access to these things. I want that gatekeeping gone, personally. Okay, when we come back, we'll do the final dispatches, the stories that didn't make the cut, and today I learned to wrap everything up for a Friday. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Today on the Big Show, we'll do sinker sale and embers only. At 4:20, it's Primetime Kitchen with Fayez Cara. At 5 o'clock, it's the do's and don'ts of recycling. At 5:20, the Rosen Center drop by to talk about their holiday brunch buffet. For trivia, it's TSO tickets and Central Florida International Auto Show tickets. 4 opportunities to win $1,000 plus your calls, texts, and talkbacks.
The Jim Colbert Show, today at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey there, Central Florida. This is Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Laurel Blanchard here with your Friday night forecast. It's going to be clear and cool out there. Temperature is going to be falling into the upper 50s with crystal clear skies through the overnight tonight. Looking ahead into the weekend, it is going to once again be on the cooler side. Highs on Saturday going to be throughout the upper 70s. And even on Sunday, temperatures barely hitting the low 80s. But it is going to be gorgeous out there. Going to be seeing that sunshine from start to finish, both Saturday and Sunday.
This report is sponsored by ReadyWhip. This is the sound of holiday happiness. Yeah, ReadyWhip. Fun to use, fun to eat. You're not ready for the holidays without ReadyWhip.
Folks, this is exciting. This is going to be fun. And if you're looking for something really entertaining this weekend, I got it for you. It's the Central Florida International Auto Show. It's starting right now, and it goes on through the 17th. That's Sunday. You go to the convention center, and you get a close-up look at the hottest new cars, trucks, and SUVs. You can test drive vehicles right at the show. You can see all of the latest technology for cars and trucks and all that on display. And it's going to be a cool time for you. A lot of photographing opportunities and different things that you'll learn along the way. Go to the Central Florida International Auto Show. Get your ticket now at orlandooautoshow.com.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 689-305-2853. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 689-305-2853. That's 689-305-2853.
This holiday season, before you pull the trigger on a gaming PC, go to Lenovo.com first. Get the best prices on the Lenovo you want, like the Legion Pro 5 gaming laptop. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. Hi, folks. Jimmy Petronas, Florida's Chief Financial Officer. Many of you are hurting after the hurricanes. These storms cause so much pain, and if you have property damage, there's two things I need you to know. First, we already have scam artists out there making all kinds of promises to homeowners if you just sign a few forms. Don't sign anything. Don't let anyone going door to door scam you into signing anything. Second, if you have hurricane damage and you haven't contacted your insurance company, please do that now. My job is to help you hold people accountable, including insurance companies, contractors, or anyone else. Call 877-MY-FLCFO. That's 877-693-5236, or go to preparefl.com with questions or to report abuse. This is a public service announcement from Jimmy Petronas, Florida's Chief Financial Officer.
How long have you been thinking about going solar? With power bills soaring higher and higher than ever, it's time to think about what you can save instead of what you're spending. Each year you wait, you could be losing thousands. This year alone, prices have jumped over 10%. Isn't it time you own your own power with Solar Source? With over 40 years in business, Solar Source has over 60,000 installations right here in Central Florida. They've had the same phone number since 1984. It's no wonder this company is the one I trust. I started with a pool heater solar, and now I'm thrilled that Solar Source has a pay-as-you-go system. I can save monthly, and it starts at $99. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In Office Orlando.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
The free iHeart app goes everywhere you do. Even better, when you plug your phone into Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, the app becomes part of the dash with a seamless way to listen to your favorite radio stations, the latest must-hear podcast, or a custom playlist to get you focused. Try Apple CarPlay or Android Auto with the iHeart app today.
You may have heard Wawa has pizza, but did you know that Wawa has pizza at a really great price? Right now, get a personal-sized 14 or 16-inch Wawa pizza for just $6, $8, or $10. Gotta have a Wawa.
Radio 104.1. Because you're never too old to learn something stupid. This is the News Jump.
That didn't make the cut, and today I learned to wrap everything up for a Friday. That's right, friend. Right here on the precipice of the weekend, you did it. You made it through a week.
We did it!
I knew you could do it. Congratulations, everybody. Yes, all right. Have fun. Be safe this weekend. And right now, it's time for the final dispatches. So here goes nothing.
These are the final dispatches, but Sean will probably only play one.
Maybe, I don't know. We shall see. Let's go over to those final dispatches. And let's hear from, this is Douglas talking about health secretary, all right?
Hey, News Junkies. Yeah, anybody who has a problem with RFK as the health secretary, just Google a picture and see who the health secretary under Biden is, and there you go. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
This is the meme that I've seen all over where they show the current Secretary of Health and Human Services, which is a transgender person, and then they show RFK Jr. with his shirt off. I've seen that everywhere online. Here's My Brother Can Suck It with a dispatch. Hello?
What up, News Junkies?
There you are.
I'd like to give a little shout out to my hometown of Winter Haven, who just decided to remove fluoride from their drinking system.
Already?
Good job. Enjoy your cavities, you dumb, dumb, dumb idiots. Anyway, y'all have a great day. Shout out to Winter Haven. So glad I moved away from there.
You know what? I don't know if they're doing that. I haven't seen that, but I'll just take you at your word there. It's one of these things that people don't understand, and I'm not going to go into a long rant about this, nor am I the person to do it, but many people die because they don't take care of their teeth. This is just a fact. You get infections in your mouth, you get infections in your gums, you get cavities that start to go awry, you get plaque in your mouth, and then what happens to that plaque in your mouth? It goes into your body and into your bloodstream, can cause blockages in your hearts. A lot of things trace back to your mouth and your dental care. And fluoride, from what I can see, seems to be a good thing in helping out with that. So I'll take all the help that I can get personally. That's going to have to be it for now. We are happy to see more dispatches from you next week. But for right now, let's do the stories that didn't make the cut. Brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage.
That's right. Those are Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving services from packing to delivery. They're fully licensed. They're insured. They're going to provide a seamless moving experience. I know. They did it for me. They've done it for Sabrina. They've done it for plenty of people here at our building, and they're going to do it for you. You'll be in and out, and you'll be enjoying a peaceful dinner in your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com, CENTO moving.com.
And let's see what we got here. Another report. Man, the anti-marijuana reports are really flowing out. Cannabis tied to an alarming rise in cancer, birth defects, and accelerated aging. That is bad stuff. These folks are from the University of Western Australia, and they said testicular cancer was one of the most. It was 2.6 times more common in cannabis users. They're doing more studying of CBD, THC, cannabis, all these things. So you're going to see more of these type of reports come out over time.
Well, it's easier to study it when it's more legalized. It's easier to get to.
That's actually a huge issue that they've run into for years because it was federally illegal in the United States in particular.
Think about the hoops you'd have to go through to do a really in-depth study on heroin.
Yeah, it's not easy to do. They used to be able to get away with that stuff back in the day, but no more. An immigrant loaded with an AR-15, they said this suspected Mexican cartel member, so I'm assuming a legal immigrant, was freed from jail after assaulting NYPD cops. They just let him go, put him back on the streets, back in the jail, round and round we go in New York City with some of these arrests. And that'll have to do it for today and the week, so let's get on out. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
Let me pay off that final tease because NASA and the Russians are fighting over the cause and severity of this air leak in the International Space Station. It's a big mystery in there, and the U.S. people think, NASA thinks this is bad, and the Russians are like, no big deal.
Accused of doing it on purpose.
Yes, and it was a Russian, which is probably why the Russians are coming to a different conclusion here in this case. All right, Today I Learned for a Friday, November 15th, 2024. Today I Learned this group right here.
Spice Girls.
Spice Girls. The Spice Girls. They don't get enough credit, these ladies. They co-wrote all their own songs. And when they left their original management, they allegedly got the masters of their recordings from them to make sure they had creative control over their work. Smart moves, both of them, for the Spice Girls. Today I Learned in Romania in 1999, a man and a woman died of carbon monoxide poisoning. Why? Well, they decided to have sex in a car, and the car was parked in a garage with the engine running. So this is a bad idea.
That would be a terrible way to die.
That's not great at all. They won a Darwin Award for it in 1999. And finally, good friends, we bid you adieu with this one. Today I learned this guy right here. Shabuzi. That's right. Shabuzi is correct. The singer Shabuzi has actually been around for a while. He's been doing it since 2014. His first rap country single was called Jeff Gordon. That one was big enough that it landed him a record deal back then. And now Collins Obina Chubuzi, or now Shabuzi, is a big star. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We'll be back on Monday, same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll see you next week.